it's shaping up to be a very
Peace.
good little series, man.
Yeah,
Professor Wallace.
it's making me hungry as hell, but it's a dope series.
Listen, bro,
Hey,
I'm not watching. You know what? I told myself I wasn't gonna watch any more episodes.
Man,
Hey,
it
you
is.
can't watch that shit at 6 o'clock in the morning, man, when you ain't ate nothing yet.
Hey, I learned that lesson a long time ago.
Don't
Uh,
don't cheat yourself.
Gentlemen.
yeah,
what up,
tell
wide
your
body?
man, Wallace.
What's up,
What's
man?
up, Bob?
Digger
Is,
Hurts.
Peace.
A God's pottery.
is that Jay Smooth the gamer back there, man?
Nah, that's
What's up?
that's the
Hmm.
that's Cleopatra.
Oh, that's the poet laureate back there. That's what
Yeah,
that
right. Maya Angelou. Mia Angelou. I said Digger Hurts, aka God's pottery.
is. God's pottery. Hey, man, when inspiration strikes.
Absolutely.
Um,
Tomorrow.
yes.
Tell him gadget.
You're in charge tomorrow because I'm gonna be in Jersey, but because I don't know if I'm gonna be back by 4 o'clock. It's a
But you're
3 hour
gonna set
drive.
up, but you'll set up
Yeah,
the
everything's already set up. I'm giving you the login.
I want to invite y'all to come through early, like 5ish or whatever, because I think
It starts at 5.
Who is y'all?
right. You guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be closed off. Mental gonna be a little bit delayed, I think, coming in.
Any way I can help.
Praise God.
How did the song from last week come out?
Man, it's crazy.
Man, yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Y'all haven't
No,
heard.
no, no. Not the
Have
mix.
Man, it's been a busy week. I definitely can slide it to you.
Please.
Mhm.
That's no problem. I mean, yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
That joint to be out on Bandcamp tonight at midnight. Let's just say it.
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah, that joint's a banger, man.
We
It
doing
is.
so we doing it like Griselda now? That's how we rolling?
We might as well. That's the only way to overcome this
That's the
crazy.
way to
And stay the hell away from Big Red, the streaming networks platforms.
Exactly.
Big
Well,
Rick.
I logged into my account the other day. I just felt so low. Got my little measly
Oh yeah.
$2.26.
I know you're talking about.
RPO
It
came on the
be what
chat
it be.
looking like High Top from Colors and shit.
Do Rag Dynasty.
Man.
Right.
That's pretty darn funny.
Arteezy for
Then.
Sheezy, Maneezy.
Got a Lakers shirt
Make
on.
them
You got?
seasick out here.
Is that a Lakers shirt?
You
No,
do
no,
got
no,
the
don't do that
champion.
to him.
Nah,
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
Mhm.
You do got the merch.
ain't no seasickness going on.
Ah,
over
okay.
here. That's
Oh,
what I
that's
can't
Golden
do nothing
State. I
yet.
see it.
Oh,
Oh
no.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
Wait,
been not
RTO, we gotta check your temp, brother.
having no Lakers paraphernalia on the basketball.
Oh nah, I ain't. I mean, I fuck with the Lakers, but not like that for gear and shit.
Oh yeah, no.
Wear the shirt.
We feel the same way
If
over
any-
here, brother.
If it was anything, it'd be like a Kobe jersey or some shit like that. But that's about it. Like
He was
Kobe,
on the he liked the Warriors when they had Billy Owens and Terry Teagle.
nah, that's what I.
All them
Nah,
cats. I appreciate that though. I appreciate the non-fair weather fans.
Right.
Why is my shit looking like this? Why?
Bring the hand check era back.
I like the angle you shooting from that player.
Hey man, great minds think alike.
You had to go up top on them.
Huh?
I said you had to go up top. That is dope.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I slid the flyer for tomorrow
Okay.
in the chat.
Hey Wallace. I check your Facebook DM and can you try to log in now?
Absolutely. So you want me to leave this one? Because I'm
Yeah.
already logged in.
Well, I just want to practice for tomorrow, so you don't have no issues.
Oh, see, and I'm gonna have to do all that stream key and stuff for Grow,
Nah.
too, right?
You're not doing a stream key.
Okay. All right.
You are now watching Inside Dirty Old Men.
Exactly.
Pause on that.
Right.
All right. What y'all think about Benny and Hit Boy?
Dope.
Haven't heard it yet.
Dope.
I haven't heard it.
I still got to get to it.
Yeah. Well worth your time whenever you do.
I bet.
Yeah, he's on a roll.
So it's better than the Nas joint.
I like it better than Nas joint, but you know,
Okay.
that's just me. But it, how I want.
I haven't heard the whole project.
Yeah, like that was dope.
I'll peep it
Fit him
tonight.
perfectly. Had some I wouldn't say reasonable doubt like vibes, but with the skits and everything, it was kind of
Oh, okay.
similar to
Oh.
like painting. What was that dude that was doing a Scarface?
What was his name? I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
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 Got that kind of stuff on there. So
So
That's
that's basically a full-fledged album.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
skits and
definitely.
whatnot. All right, cool.
Yeah, so highly recommend it. Just like that and the Black Thought. So
Oh, the Black Thought joint dropped too?
mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
I gotta add that to the list.
Right,
And it's only
I just can't wait to the Friday after next.
right.
for the ELE.
Yes.
Yeah.
ELE 2. Man, that was dope.
He should never played that old dirty joint, man. I was like, I need to hear more of this.
Okay, I haven't heard that yet. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, you
That's
know.
some shit I need to do.
I like that beat.
Yeah, beat was crazy.
the beat was crazy.
Man, that was shoot, what else came out? T.I. Listen to T.I.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I got a new album.
Libra.
Yeah, Libra.
The Libra. I want to check that out.
So if you like T.I.,
Yeah, I'll
then-
give it a spin.
I mean, decent if you
His,
like
his,
T.I.
his last few projects I ain't really care for, but
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it'll change your mind, but it's worth it's worth checking out. You know.
So
make your own decision.
Wallace, you can see the inner workings now, right?
He's not here.
Yeah. Hold up.
nah, he ain't here.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah, I can see the inner workings.
Okay. Yeah. So now
You know what, man?
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Let
gonna
that
be
linger.
framed
Say
today.
nothing. I just
Right.
I'm going
Let
to.
that
It's
linger.
the way you said that, though.
The sinister
Right.
grin.
Right.
so if I want to share my if I want to share my screen. Oh yeah. I mean it's pretty simple.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try my best today to refrain
Yes.
from the
Good job.
foolishness.
We'll see.
Did y'all talk about Benny already?
We were just
Yeah.
talking about him. Did you listen?
Briefly.
I did. I
So
felt like I can see why people who are traditionalists don't really get into Hit Boy production. But he's sample based.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
Just his
Yeah.
drums and bass lines is real modern.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Tana Talk being what it is to me, and Plugs I met too. I mean, you know, they being what they are, but I felt like this was his reasonable doubt.
Oh, word.
See,
So to speak.
like I said, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I mean it's close.
Yeah.
Preferable
Just
for
kind of
him.
set the table like
Yeah.
now you got the access. Lil Wayne he went in on this record.
I'm not even a Wayne fan, but I can agree.
Ooh. Lil Wayne did his thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hear that because I'm not the biggest Wayne fan either.
Me neither. Not
Me
since,
either.
not in at least 10 years. But he went in.
Man, I fucks with Wayne. He the GOAT. Feel me?
Oh yeah, you got it, man.
You better
You can go to somebody, you know. So more power to him.
Peace, BG. D man, what up?
BG?
But D-Man CQ.
So
What
yeah,
up, D-Man? Be jizzled.
the Benny record was hard. It's definitely hard, and it's like I said, it's sample based. The Big
All the
Sean
way
album, the Big Sean album is all sample
Yeah, I
based.
need to listen. I need to listen
Yeah.
to that.
Still not a fan.
Wouldn't that be a beautiful
Yeah.
thing if we start transitioning back to that?
I think we already
It's
are.
there.
I
I
don't
think
think we never.
No, but I'm talking about as a like a whole. You know how
Industry
everything
right
comes
now.
in cycles.
Man,
Yeah.
I
I
think the
think
drums.
we're converting back. Yeah, I
I
totally
just
feel
think the
that.
drums changed. That's pretty much it. Everything
But we never left from that. So like,
right.
you know, we still,
Well, let me say the masses.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know. Let them keep doing that shit.
But it's good to hear him like the Conway album. The Conway album kind of left behind to a degree. The Beat Butcher, Derringer kind of stuff. I mean, to a degree, it's still there.
Right.
but hearing them over more modern stuff kind of put it in the context of everything else, and it stand out, man. It stand out. I don't really. Who else is doing what Benny is doing on that type of music? In my opinion, I still ain't heard. It's a lot of music that came out the last 2 weeks. I ain't heard. BG got the Ableton popping. Shout out to me.
Yes, sir.
Word, BG.
What you using with it? You got a push too?
Nah, you don't need push for Ableton, man.
Hey, brother, I know that.
Like,
I gave him my
Go QWERTY like math.
yeah, we got a keyboard.
You said you
Make it
gave
happen.
yours, Wallace?
I said I gave her the Machine Jam to use with Ableton.
Oh,
For
really?
real?
No,
Oh,
You said
I
that-
had a wonderful day at work today.
that's
I work from home,
Oh,
but my supervisor was off. It's like everybody was off of me. I didn't have any meetings. So guess what I did all day? Worked on beats.
this podcast is brought to you by.
That's where that video came
Where
out
you
from.
work.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But I hadn't had a day like that in years. So,
They didn't hack this webcam. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
so I was just, I would tap out on the machine, then I turn and touch the mouse pad a little bit to make sure Skype shows
Right.
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm still here. Like,
Put that piece of tape
in
over,
spirit.
over that mouse. Like,
Right.
Listen, that's a great thing. That's
Yeah,
a
to
great
look at your calendar and it's clear. Like, oh shit, let me go on in.
right. You got to be strategic. Definitely. Them Fridays, man.
Yeah. So that's why I dropped the joint at 5 p.m. today.
I saw that. You dropped the joint. Mental dropped the video.
He did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
dropped like a beat video today.
Yeah, anime joint.
Okay.
I'm waiting on them 7-song EPs to start dropping.
Oh, man,
Dixie ain't even been a
about
part of
here.
that conversation. We supposed to be on the 7-song EP kick right now,
Well, I got some. I went at 6 right now. All I need is one more.
There you put it out.
Yeah, let me go on and crank out another one this weekend.
Smith and JB Swift got one coming.
Mm-hmm.
RTO.
Next week.
Diggerhurst basically produced 6 Feet. Him and Wide Body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Might as well.
We have to get Agent Smith on for an upcoming one.
Oh, that's perfect.
He almost ready.
Perfect timing. Agent Smith, can you go November 8th?
Let me check my work calendar. As long as I'm off, then I can do it.
You see what I put in the on my Facebook feed today, right?
Mm-mm.
I just asked for anybody who can record from home to tap in.
Oh, okay.
And we can just start doing it. So True will be back in November. True, he can't do tomorrow, so he'll be back November 8th. And if you want to do it then, you can do it then.
Okay. Yeah. As long as I'm not working, cool.
So I got you booked. So this week, Mental and CX. Next week, RTO, Vietnam, West Wolf.
Okay.
And that should be fast because it's 3 people. So everybody gonna be writing.
Yeah, and I got some techniques to make that beat go by way fast. I don't need to pause. Oh shit. Fuck, I said I wasn't gonna do that. It ain't gonna take me 2 hours to make the beat this time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Whatever's clever, man. Dap said he liked the TI project too. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard the TI. I haven't heard the Black Thought. I did hear my man Dr. View out in Oklahoma. He got a record out with I forgot my man's name. Oh, I gotta look that up. Dope record. Fantastic record. There's music dropping from all over the place.
Mm-hmm. It's time, man.
That's
Sean,
Last quarter.
Sean
When
Blue.
all the heat come out.
So next week, okay, so I know we got Bustin' 9th on the 30th. I hate to be looking ahead when it's all this music that I haven't even heard, but you got Busta and 9th coming on the 30th. At some point,
Knife is doing this whole project?
yeah.
Oh,
At some point,
Well, the Soul Council probably.
Oh, okay. Shit.
well, maybe not.
Because Knots did the track for that.
Oh yeah, that's
album.
right. Yeah, you do have shit with Nas on there. All I want is a dope ass fucking old school Busta Rhymes video. It ain't gotta be all crazy with the graphics. But if you remember how Buster used to do the intros in the beginning and then get to the main video after, I need one of those, please. Like it could be on some COVID shit or whatever. I don't care. Just I need something. I miss Buster videos, man.
Yeah, those used to
We
be
need that.
highlights.
Right.
The joint I was talking about, if you get a chance to check it out, it's called 25 Lighters. It's by a cat named Saint Dominic.
I got 25 lighters on my dresser.
Right.
I was just about to say, are they on this dresser?
Dr. View is a producer who did he's a PhD as well, and he did an album for his dissertation.
Oh, okay.
So it's him. It's another cat that I just hooked up with named AD Carson that did the same thing. I'm strongly looking at that model for my dissertation if I'm able to do that. But shout out to them. Support hip hop in upper academia. God damn it. All day, every day. I have on a young ass t-shirt, by the way. This t-shirt is very young. You know, somebody gave me a 50 strong, and it's young than a mug. I'm sorry about that. I feel like I need to put a hoodie on or something. So what else?
If you didn't say nothing about it.
T.I.
Did y'all watch the Drink Champs with Nature, where he talked about his beef with Cormega?
No.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part yet, but it's a real interesting episode.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time you heard anything from him.
Like at what point during the development of that album did is it songs out that was supposed to be for the firm that Cormega was on? I mean, I know Affirmative Action, but was it other songs that Cormega was on that just didn't end up getting used because they fell out?
I don't know.
They ain't mentioned nothing about that.
I didn't finish the interview.
Dang. I
was trying to watch it today, and I got but between work and Facebook, I stumbled upon a Facebook channel of a bounty hunter, where he would tell people to meet him in a parking lot where
I've seen that. His name is Bounty Hunter D, right?
Yeah, he got to do he got to do a car inspection, and he reposts their car because people jump bail.
Yeah,
I'm like, fam, ain't no way you taking my car.
You look like LL Cool J.
Yeah, and a little skinny white boy went with a taser.
That sounds
ridiculous. He busted this one chick cheating on her man. That's what she called. He said, "You go LL Cool J, motherfucker."
That's a cold game.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
He out there killing it though. He getting crazy views with that stuff. It's kind of Jerry Springer-ish though.
Hey Dap, I did get that beat. I like that joint. Sampling Sherelle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Talking about last week.
Peace, DJ Rat.
Yeah, it was dope. He sent it to me. I listened to it. It was dope.
Yeah, Dad's out here doing work. I need you back on the streaming, bro.
So I'm curious, man. After it done went down a couple days ago, I know we bouncing all over the place, but what's the final verdict on this Ice Cube thing?
I don't know. I
think it was the overreaction to a degree.
I think it's overreaction. It's not like he went straight to. He offered the contract to both parties.
Yeah,
that's what everybody is missing.
I think that's
bad time.
That's a residual lesson out of this is that the Democrats kind of get exposed again too. That y'all want our vote all the time, but y'all always late to step up.
Yeah,
true.
Late.
All I'm gonna say on that is if y'all didn't watch his interview with Roland Martin, watch his interview with Roland Martin. And
I heard about it. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard
don't look too good.
You look like,
I heard about that too. I need to watch it.
You know who he looked like to me? He looked like when the rapper from Alabama, when she was like, Well, then go ahead and bust a freestyle. He was like, yeah.
Right. He was.
Oh damn.
He was like, for years.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he ain't look too good,
For
bro.
years.
But I was gonna say, but for me personally, all money ain't good money, and
That's
I
for
don't
sure.
see I don't see a scenario under those circumstances where the NAACP or the Urban League do a deal with the Klan. I don't give a damn what the Klan is offering,
Yeah.
But that's how I feel. But if do your thing, if that's how you want to help, feel free. I ain't gonna tell nobody not to turn it down. I ain't gonna tell nobody what they need to do.
I feel like he felt like he was doing the right thing and just did not realize the fact that he got completely used like a pawn.
Exactly.
And all he really had to do today was say, hey, look, I went to both campaigns. I told him, do whatever you got to do in terms of putting this in the hands of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but that's it. I didn't know. He could have really played like he didn't know what was going on. Not even play. He didn't really know what was going on. He don't even know what they used from the plan.
Right.
He don't even
That's
know.
That's the part that got me when Roland Martin said, well, he said, the Trump campaign looked at the contract with Black America and they had their platinum plan and they said they liked some of my ideas and they incorporated some of my ideas into the platinum plan. So Roland Martin was like, I'm looking at both plans. I don't see nothing that they took from your contract and put into theirs. So what did they use? And your man was stutter stepping like a mother.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happens when you don't go sit down with your OGs before you make a move like that.
True. Or fuck your OGs, your publicists is what you need to do.
Yeah, you're right. From a what I want to say here, from a perspective standpoint, but in terms of you trying to get something done, if you want to go sat down with a Roland Martin or somebody, they could say, well, watch out for this, watch out for that, whoever. I know Cube got resources to everybody, so
absolutely.
But what I can do is faulting a try.
Right.
Yeah.
This doesn't make me not an Ice Cube fan.
Yeah.
I know one thing. The nigga can't do. I never had dinner with the president. He can't do that shit no more.
Yeah, I mean,
that nigga gotta leave that part out of no Vaseline.
Man.
Well, no, he did say he still hasn't never met Trump. He said he never met Trump.
Right. So he said he never had any
interaction with him. He said he talked to Trump's people. He ain't never met Trump.
You lying? No, I believe that he completely got used by their people. That's what they do. They take whatever nugget they can that gives them an advantage. Just like he said during that interview, Jay, he said they told him that they believe they could get 20% of black men.
Mm-hmm.
And how better to do that 20% of black men, especially those that's over the age of 35, than getting Cube on your team.
Right. That's
right. Exactly.
Cube was the man. Cube is the man amongst our generation.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But this, I saw a tweet and it summed it up perfectly. How the man who made "Fuck the Police" is dealing with the law and order president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just all not a good. He just need to personally just throw himself at the hands of the court and say, "Hey, look,
I
tried. I messed up. I tried to do the right thing.
Can't dance with the devil, man."
Right.
But he too proud for that.
Yeah,
I don't think that's
but but my thing is, it's people. It was people that I seen that don't pay child support talking about fuck this nigga.
Right.
Yo, fam, take care of your family before you talking about Ice Cube still a nigga you love to hate, nigga.
Right.
Fuck out of here. Niggas that ain't never voted for down ballots, nothing.
Right. Highly upset all of a sudden.
At some point, we all fall short of the glory. It's just most of us don't do it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Just keeping it a buck. It just doesn't happen that way.
You are correct, sir.
But I think again, it's still, the news cycle is still turning. he could come out tomorrow and be like, you know what, I got used. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. I'm still cute. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting me in memes. This is, I'm supporting, but see, he not gonna come out and say he's supporting the opposite either. Because he's still standing strong on the fact that don't neither of them mean anything for black people. And that does remain to be seen. I can't front. You know? It's very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting next 2 weeks.
It is
3 weeks. It's going to be very interesting.
When you operate off the thought that all money ain't good money, you ain't never been in this situation.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well.
True.
It is what it is now. So
yeah. But I'm still gonna listen to Ice Cube.
Yeah. Still bump the old album, but
look, this does not affect his legacy at all.
No.
It's not like.
Go ahead, Gadget. Well, I was just gonna say real quick. You know, it would be hypocritical of us to criticize Cube because it took these kind of risk for us to be where we are now. It took Martin Luther King took a risk going to go meet with Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He took a risk meeting with people.
My question is, are you gonna listen to some new Ice Cube?
Hell no.
I tried that, Jay Bishop, and that would be a negative.
No, thank you.
He made a song a couple years ago called "Arrest the President," didn't he?
He did.
2017, I believe.
Sure did.
Look, the last Ice Cube album I listened to was Raw Footage, and that was like at least 9 years.
Yeah, and that was the last decent one.
But I think that's one of the reasons that it's so difficult to be a political artist, because as soon as you go off message, or you stand in any degree of inconsistency, it is crushing to your brand to a degree. And I mean, even though he talked his gangster shit too, you know what I'm saying? Anytime like if I was to come out and I was to talk exclusively about education and, you know, political stuff and this, that, and the third, and I ever made a record about anything that could be deemed inappropriate, it would fuck with my brand. So for me, I talk about everything. I don't just talk about the good stuff.
He survived. He survived. Are we there yet?
Yeah, that's true. But see, people in the know viewed that as a come up. That's different. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a gospel rapper got caught up messing with, well, if anybody got caught up messing with underage girls, it's probably a rap. So I guess that's a bad example.
Nah, because
R. Kelly skated for years.
Nah, Kurt Franklin he admitted he had a porn addiction, and he's still good.
Oh, but
that's different though. Porn is different than messing with young girls.
You're gonna fall short of the glory though. On that tip, porn's still legal.
Yeah.
True.
No,
that's true.
It's just not a good look for somebody who's supposed to be, holy.
But the gospel dude had his penis in his mouth. He can't come back.
Lord, hey, you know who coming back? By the way, pause. You know who? I'm sorry. You know who I think I give him 6 months? Louis C.K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He been off.
He gonna come out. He gonna talk about all this. He gonna drop a special.
Look,
and he's gonna be right back in.
He already has dropped. He dropped a special earlier this year. It's just didn't nobody pick it up. He put it out independently, but he did drop a special. So he's on his way back.
Look, after this Bill Barr shit, this has set the bar for angry white men.
That shit was hilarious.
Man, listen, but
I
I was done with that.
I don't understand the outrage.
But before we deviate too far from what we were talking about before with Cube, I think as a community though, like we got to get out of this mindset. It's all or nothing all the time. There is a such thing as progress. You may not get everything you want, but if we can get 3 things out of 5, I'll take that.
God's pottery.
Yeah, God's pottery.
It's all about independent thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
I got
independent. Wait. Is independent thinking still viable in the social dilemma network, mind share state that we are in now. Because groupthink is a powerful thing today with social media.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think individual thinking is a lost art.
it is, but like I always say, social media exposes you to everybody's opinion. So if somebody doesn't agree or somebody got a variant,
Right.
you at least gonna find out. Now,
Right.
the degree to which it catches fire is different. And then again, cancel culture is malleable depending on what's being said. I remember 3 weeks ago, everybody thought Joe Budden was finished. They thought it was finished when old girl came out talking about he
Oh,
abused.
with the dog. Yeah.
Now this dude got an all-female podcast on his network
Mm-hmm.
and has moved on and had a fantastic show the other day.
Hold up, whoa.
And that's called chess.
Yeah,
He
people always.
has a podcast network now.
Yes.
Joe Budden,
Yeah, he got
yeah.
a network.
Joe Budden,
You ain't
you
see the
doing out
video
on
where they was plotting out the network? That shit was hilarious.
yes,
Where he had the chalkboard. It's like, we gonna do this and this and that. Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
yes, it is
JPB,
hilarious.
JBP, excuse
Yeah,
me.
the Joe Budden Network.
Yes,
Called chess.
You
called
know why he did that, right? Because Charlemagne clowned him and said, "You are not a network. You can't do this. you can't go to title and say, how come I didn't get the same money Joe Rogan got because you're a network? Joe, you are not a network."
Now and
Hey,
now,
there you
now
go.
he is.
My bad.
Oh, Martin J.
Doing just fine.
In
But
bad.
I'm gonna look at that shit on the way up to New Jersey in the
Oh
morning.
my god, and it's hilarious. It reminds
I like
me
Joe's.
It reminds me of the pre-Spotify days when it was a little bit more grimy.
Yeah, about what, 3 hours? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before.
so Wallace and I are working on something in the background as well for network. Remember? You looking like you.
Yeah,
know
he's
what
like
I'm
a
talking about.
headlights right now. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, he looking like Cube in the
Hey,
interview.
Wallace
Yeah,
is
you looking like you.
Yes. I didn't know we was ready to,
Wallace said,
So on that note, in 2021, I'm going to be launching something new, and I expect all y'all help.
damn.
I support
Hey.
I support anything y'all do as long as it's not publicly illegal.
Dixie, I have 2 employees, but I can lend them out to you.
All right. No, really, I'm just going to need you guys for guest spots.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Hey,
2021.
I feel like an indentured servant around this motherfucker.
Hey, all the samples you can chop, man. That's what you get paid for. Paid with.
Get paid in samples.
Yep.
Getting paid in the stems.
Charles Clements, what's up, brother? Did you ever get that
Machine.
you had a problem with the Serato sample last week? Did you ever get that fixed?
Oh, that reminds me. I got an update. They just put an
Yeah.
update out.
I
Yeah,
just updated.
1.3. Yeah.
Well, he had an issue saying I forgot what his
Sample.
issue was.
Wasn't you going to say the sample would
You
disappear?
using it in machine or something like that.
Yeah.
If I serve me correct.
Look. Once he got to machine, I was tuned out. I'm just playing.
Damn.
I'm just playing.
Hey man, stop stealing my lines.
what up, fam?
I'm kind of psyched about tomorrow's song lab.
What up, Fields?
Fields.
Oh yeah, mental the
Sir
guy to
Fields?
CX. Yeah, what
Yeah.
up, though, fam?
I've had the pleasure of watching CX craft the beat. I mean, a lot of us have in person, and it's gonna trip me out to see him do the whole. Once he get in his groove, we all know what CX is capable of doing. But you guys see him do that little neck roll. Well, hey, that's how you know you got one with CX. It's like, oh, we good, baby, we good.
I still have not met CX, J Bishop. Yeah, I think that's it in person. Yeah, to share.
Fields.
You ain't met me. Yeah, you ain't met me. Yeah.
And Fields. Yeah.
And me, boss.
See,
BG, you on?
You would have came to Detroit, man. We'd all been there.
I had way too much going on at that time, buddy.
I know. I'm
Shoot,
just
boy.
messing with you, bro.
I was walking out the courtroom like Pac around that time.
Hey, spend that, everybody. Like,
Hold up,
I'm
BG,
off base.
BG, explain this Ableton. What's up with this?
She realized what it do. So you feel me?
Oh, BG came to the world of Ableton?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what she said. But
That's what's up, BG.
Man.
What?
I had to go put a hoodie on that. That t-shirt was cutting off my circulation.
good lord.
Damn.
Shit.
Sounds
At least we couldn't see your heartbeat.
You
You heard me, Wallace?
What's that?
So at least we couldn't see your heartbeat.
Right.
Man.
Like Tour de France over in the small. Craft work.
Man.
Yeah. Fields, what's up?
What up, though?
I'm chilling.
Oh shit.
What up? I'm prepping for my painting mission tomorrow.
You gonna try to paint the whole joint tomorrow?
Yeah, man. All the drywall's done, the bathroom's done, so I'm gonna get the painting done before we lay the floor. So that's another thing. If I would suggest all of y'all brothers do, man, if you can, if you have somebody doing any renovations to your house, like, hey, blood, how much would you charge for my help? And literally learn that shit on your own. Because, man, I'm dead.
Save a lot of money.
Dude, because first of all, they gonna give you a discount, especially if somebody you cool with. They were like, "Oh, blood, you about to help me out? All right, man, I'll do it for like $500 cheaper." All right, cool. Well, you sit there and you learn. You be like, "Oh man, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this?" Man, right? Shoot, I know how to put in an electrical outlet. I know how to hang on my drywall now. I'm about shoot, man. I just suggest it to all my brothers, man. Whatever you can learn, bro. Learn as much as you can from any kind of renovations or anything, bro, because it'll save you a ton of paper.
I built the
Save yourself thousands upon thousands of dollars.
I built a deck with a friend of mine. Put a deck on my house.
And this has been a carpenter moment with Fields Vila.
Right.
Hey, man. Hey, the sad part is my degree is in construction management. I just know how to plan it out. I don't know how to do the shit. Now I'm how to do the
how
shit.
to supervise.
Yeah.
Walk around with a badge on your to your belt. That's what you know how to do.
Hey, man. I was OSHA certified, baby. I got my 40-hour OSHA certification, baby. It's all about safety.
Yeah, I'm with you, Phil. I mean, if you're a homeowner, it would behoove you to learn how to do some of this shit. I've changed filaments and dryers. Man, shit, I've replaced water heaters. I done did so much as a homeowner that I thought I would probably never do.
Save you a ton of money, man.
YouTube University.
I mean, what you paying for the time.
But here's the thing, though, like the money I was paying, like the home warranty people, man, I was like, you know what? I don't even really need them because I do most of the stuff myself anyway.
American Home Shield is a scam.
It's a robbery, bro. I had
them
for years, and it was just last year. I told my wife, I said, listen, the money we pay them every month, we can both put $100 in a pot and put it away for safekeeping, and just keep doing that every month. And so when the problems do arise, we got a whole pot there to take care of our take care of our situation that we got going.
That's true.
Hey, Fields,
sir.
But you take that same friend that's teaching you how to drywall, and he asks you to teach you how to make a beat. You ain't doing it. You ain't sending no whack shit.
Here's some video.
Do my album.
Yeah,
wow.
That's a whole different ball game right there.
Wow. That's hurtful. I thought we was better than that, Gadget. Ain't that some ish? Man,
no, I'm talking about if he tells you that he wants you to produce his album.
So a favor for a favor.
And he's some trash.
I mean, I'm gonna do it. Don't get me wrong. I'll produce it. I might write the rap for him and record it and be like, "Hey, man, sing over this, man." Look, man. Sure. Hey, look. I might be like, "Hey, man, if you want to hit, I'll do all of Just make sure you just don't add your own lyrics to it. You and we be straight. Oh, that's perfect.
Gonna easy E that thing. Just memorize what I do.
We're gonna punch in. Pop.
Rolling down the street with my 6'4". No, say it like this, man.
Man,
You gotta
bar
say
for
it
bar.
like
Like,
this.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
We're
man.
gonna punch.
But
We're gonna punch in every line.
learning home improvement, man, will save you a lot of time, a lot of heartache, headaches, all that shit.
Like the only thing I'm not good at right now, and I just left that to him. I'm still trying to learn is taping in mud and drywall. That shit is an art, man. That it is an art.
I hate
So-
I hate plumbing though. That shit.
I mean, it's a bitch.
Plumbing is a bitch.
Yeah,
Why they gotta make that shit under the sink so goddamn hard to get to?
Okay, so check this shit out. I'm gonna tell you something funny. You're right, that shit is because I've had to
504P.
I've had to replace a couple of faucets in the house, some tubing underneath the sinks and stuff. So my wife had the bright idea one day to pack the damn garbage disposal full of fucking kale. That shit clogged up the whole damn sink, both sides. I looked at her like, "What in the fuck were you thinking?" But I couldn't say it out loud because my daughter was looking at me. Then my wife she already had this look on her face like she knew she had fucked up. So I'm having to go up under the sink. I'm having to take all this shit apart. Like, fuck, like where's all this shit going to? Like, she had clogged up the system so bad. I had to go get a snake, man, and push all that shit through the rest of the plumbing, man, and run water through it. And that shit was such a headache. When I finally get that shit cleared out, she was, "Oh, thank you so much." Like, fuck out of here. that shit pissed me off so bad because I was upstairs making a beat and I was trying to lay some keys.
Oh my god!
And I fucking lost that whole idea I had before I went downstairs. I'm like, what in the fuck?
Boy, I can tell you that's like that whole being right there about to lay down a great idea and not being interrupted.
Man.
Right.
Yeah, listen.
Oh my god!
Absolutely. Speaking of that, Charles asked, "I need all of your honest opinions. Did someone teach all of y'all how to do music production?"
Negative.
No.
Negative.
I came from the school of niggas don't tell you shit.
Right.
I learned on my own. I learned everything.
Hey man, how about you just show me how to do it? No problem. Come on, man.
And there was I come from the era where there was no YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Straight up manual.
My a good friend of mine, man. He the first MPC I saw was the MP 62. It's one of those things where he didn't show me how to do anything. He had a bunch of sounds on. Hey man, you sit down and figure it out. This was, like you said, this was way before YouTube, and I had someone to show me stuff, but you know, me, I was trying to figure out on my own.
What happened?
I don't know.
I know you ain't pausing what I just said. I know you're not doing this.
Fantastic.
That's why I was confused because he didn't say nothing possible.
Oh,
Right.
get fit.
Man,
Stretching like a motherfucker.
No one was showing me.
Somebody about to pour them some.
That's
Hold up.
Baby, fuck up, man. I'm gonna crash into the water.
But no one showed me how to use an MPC like that. Nobody showed me how to use FL Studio either. Like I said, there was no YouTube, and there wasn't a lot of people that I knew that was using FL Studio. So a lot of stuff that I learned was through trial and error.
Trial and error.
You know,
Yep.
That's how I learned how to do websites. That's how I learned how to shoot video, edit video,
There
record.
used to be a magazine called Mix Magazine.
I had that, man.
That's why I learned a lot of shit reading that magazine. That was the YouTube back then.
And I'll give y'all another magazine that's real cool if you guys don't subscribe to it. It's real. It's got a lot of knowledge and stuff in it. It's called Tape Op. I don't know if y'all.
Oh yeah. I know Tape Op. That's the engineers magazine.
Yeah, it's a free subscription, so you know, I get those monthly too.
Yeah, they got a podcast too where they do interviews.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
They do. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
I might be the lone wolf in the room. I did get taught when I was about to graduate from college, I hooked up with an OG who drove a bus here in Ypsilanti, and he taught me a lot of theory about making beats. He had an XP60, he had Master Track Pro on an old Mac. And he showed me what he knew. He went out and bought a Master Link, which at that time allowed you to put a CD in it and then upload a track and then master it there. I didn't know nothing about compression. I didn't know nothing about none of that. And he let me learn. He let me take it home and learn how to use it, which I did, which I ended up doing. So it was still trial and error. And then I ended up going to Recording Institute of Detroit. That's where I met Mike Notes. Peace. And we learned some stuff, but a lot of stuff even then ended up being trial and error. I learned about buses. I learned about sends and inserts. I learned about, again, that theory, the stereo field and all that. But when it came to making beats, you just got to make a lot of beats and make a lot of whack.
Yeah. You got to get it out. You got to get it out the mud.
Now, music I did learn. I was taught music.
I was going to ask you, how many people have music backgrounds making beats?
Yeah, I took piano lessons in it was like when I was still around y'all when I was doing that. So that was 2017, 16.
Since the fourth grade, I've been playing saxophone.
Nigga, you play sax too?
Yep.
Saxophone.
Yeah. He's
3 sax players in.
Saxophone.
Right.
I say that. I did the three was it alto, tenor, and barry. Those are the 3.
Yeah.
Okay, you did.
You've been holding out, bro.
And I wanted to go ahead.
Pause, man.
Nah,
I wanted to speak to something Wallace was saying though when he was talking about the guy that drove a bus. It's like it's remarkable when you're talking to people and you know them to have you know them from this walk of life, but then when you get to know them personally, it's like, man, oh, you do this too? You make music? It's like they got a whole nother life outside of what you know them as.
But that's the beautiful part about it, is because you don't have to volunteer that stuff. Like I remember at the factory, a lot of people didn't know I rapped. I just didn't care to tell them because it was none of their business.
Yeah,
like I was they boss, so I was just like, all right, well, I'm not like, yeah, your boss makes music. Like, no, it's my own personal free time. But
I mean, I was a little bit lucky in the fact that my brother was a gigging musician, so I was always surrounded by musicians. Like his band would practice in my basement and stuff like that. So I grew up always surrounded by musicians. Right. So that was a bit of a lucky
brother privilege.
Same here. My brother played trombone. My other brother played guitar for a while. And I played saxophone and keyboard.
Damn, so
see where me and Hurts from.
A sax section.
Right.
Where me and Hurts, where Hurts and I are from, that kind of stuff is frowned upon. You either play sports or you don't do nothing.
Yeah, right. Hold on. Hey, sports or gotta be in the band.
Yep.
Because you gotta. Hey, the band, the football team need a soundtrack, so you gotta be in the band. Basically,
but even in Alabama, if you're a male, if you were in the band, even that was kind of frowned upon.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Depending on what you played. Now, if you was a drummer, you was cool. If you play anything less than the kick drum or the field,
you can't be the clarinet player.
Nah, nigga, you cannot be the nigga with the.
Yeah, I was gonna say the tuba niggas got love though, man.
The piccolo player's a motherfucker.
Right.
That's why I said when Jay Bishop posted that video of that young girl playing the bass, I said I wish I could go back and I would have picked up an instrument back then.
Man, I wish I would have played bass. That little 9-year-old Aaron, the bassist. That motherfucker, man. I watched the video of him. I was like, this little nigga is slapping.
And because of what up, Mav?
Blackness.
Because I think traditional school systems don't properly develop the left side of the brain anyway, and that's one way to do it is to learn the instrument.
Well, music programs have been cut just year after year after year.
Yeah, in public school. Yeah, my daughter, the school that she went to, elementary school she went to, they were forced to learn violin.
Wow, violin. That's deep.
Yeah,
That's actually a good one to learn. Actually,
From what they say, it's the best one. They said they've seen it's been scientifically proven that test scores have like skyrocketed. You know, if you've learned violin in particular. Because I asked them, say, why violin? Why not something else? And it's like, and they showed me the data or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, let's do it.
And isn't that the same as like piano too? Like if you could learn the piano, kind of. I've heard a lot of
That's
geniuses
what I've
I
heard.
would
learn the
believe that because
piano.
I can tell you, as a very amateur piano player, like that takes a lot of thinking on the
It
fly,
does.
you know.
I
And it
took
takes
a I
a
took a I took a semester in college, and I was just like, my left just wouldn't. It just wouldn't cooperate. I was just
it
like,
it,
I was just
it's a lot.
pause or whatever. But yeah,
It's a
I'm
lot.
just
Muscle
like,
memory,
yeah.
to being, keeping up with the time. It's so much you got to do just to play that instrument.
On the fly.
Yeah, and I came from a choir background, so I didn't play any instruments.
Oh, you a singing ass nigga, huh?
Yeah, I came from a choir background, so like like man, coming from a situation where I didn't read music going in, I just could sing, but learning how to read like sheet music and man, like that was some trying shit, as a person who just was used to running the street. But I tell you one thing about it, being in those classes for those 3 years I was in, it taught me a lot of things about discipline, and about disciplining yourself, about learning something and sticking to it, and like some shit that I do naturally anyway. It's just me combining the science with the know-how and making a marriage out of it.
Right.
That's
why I marvel at the old jazz musicians and old blues players because they didn't have any formal training. But man, and to be able to get to the top of their class in their respective genres.
But sometimes that's just God-given talent, man. There's some people that you just look at them like they could just do that. They don't know why, the rhyme or the reason, but it's almost like it's ingrained into their brain.
Sounds like black math shit.
I agree, but I think that the amount of activity that you had was different back then, and the way in which musicians were looked at was different. So a person who wanted to play, that's what they did. They played all the time. They played in town. They played at the crib. They played at school. They played and they played and they played. I think we just so distracted by so much.
So many options, so many other
what I'm saying? In order to be a fantastic athlete, like you have to be obsessed with being a good.
You have. I used to play the ball every day. I'm talking about going to school, coming from school, at school, man, throwing it up against the wall at night, about to get cursed out by my mom.
And that right there is something I think about often when I reevaluate my life, from a young man to now. That too.
Physical attributes as well.
No, I put well over 10,000 hours into football.
Right.
But no one in Alabama is going to tell a young man, hey, but height matters for the NFL. They don't want to kill your dreams. And I often think if I would have put those 10,000 hours into something else, let's say music, whatever, I could still be benefiting from that now. Where football, on the other hand, can't do nothing for me right now, but tell some old campfire stories. That's it.
Listen, we tell kids
1 game type shit.
Right. We tell kids, like, don't think that you're gonna start being a doctor when you get to college. You have to start that now. Like, you need to be learning about, get on WebMD and look around. Get on, watch videos on YouTube, because the more time you spend doing something, the better you will become. I saw that Ninth Wonder video when he was talking about what he did on Duckworth from that Kendrick Lamar album.
Oh, yeah.
He said right now he had a place where he try to make 30 beats by Thursday.
Yeah,
and
30 for Thursday. Yeah, 30 for Thursday. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's established. And even when I had the opportunity to talk to Apollo Brown about a couple months ago, and he said 4 beats a week, 16 beats a month, 12 months a year. And that's 12 albums worth of beat. And even that's a lot.
I used to try to make a beat a day. If not,
that's what I do.
If not 2 beats a day. So that's why I used to post so much because I would make a beat in the morning before I went to work. Then I'll make a beat at lunch if I ain't got nothing else to do. Then I'll come home and work on music for the rest of the night.
Charles, you're right. Some if it wasn't a teacher, it was a process that you learn from. And if you do it, if you start doing it every day, or you start doing it every couple of days or whatever, you're going to improve. You're going to improve. Like whatever you consistently do, you become better at it.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think?
Oh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say that the key thing to add, I think a lot of people don't add that. When you can do something every day, but you have to have a clear intention in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna just be fucking your time off. So it's like if you working at, let's say, piano, and you want to work at piano, give yourself different things you want to work on, whether it's dexterity, whether it's skills. You got to have an intention in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna be tinkering around, and you might know songs, but you won't have the basics. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the fundamentals.
That's true.
The mechanics, yeah.
True, but
and a lot of people don't bring that up.
That brings me to what I was about to say. Do y'all think it's better to be self-taught versus, taught by a teacher? Because
it really depends.
Within the reason. Well, I say that because there's some freedom in being self-taught in that you don't know the rules. But people who are taught
harness
I can
kind of get stuck in the rules.
Right. I can, but but I'm gonna tell you though, before I took formal piano lessons, I tried to teach myself by watching YouTube videos, and I didn't start progressing until I took the lessons from a real teacher.
To get the basics, fundamentals.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example of how when I went to the class for the first time, he looked at my hands. He was like, "Okay, I want you to play chords this way, just about the size of your hands or whatever." I would have never thought that even mattered while I was in my basement watching YouTube videos. But by him changing the way, by him just changing the way I play chords based off the size of my hands, sped up my learning curve so much faster, and my proficiency so much faster. But I didn't even think that mattered because I didn't have nobody to tell me that.
Yeah, true.
So it's probably like a happy medium. It's just like you let your raw ability take over, but then you have somebody to polish the nuances, the minutia that would make you a better you know what I'm saying? Like you still got your unfiltered thought process, but you have some refinement of a classical teaching aspect.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I would say too that part of how you learn is you learn by mimicking other people, dog. You learn by I always give credit to Tashir. The things that we did during that made me listen to music a little bit differently and listen for certain things and learn how to implement those things when they needed to be implemented. It almost make you like a perfect weapon because eventually you end up doing your own thing, but you have the ability to incorporate all these little nuances.
You can. I'm gonna say two things to that, Wallace. One, by us going through that, it for me at least, it made me do things I wouldn't have normally done on my own.
Absolutely.
Man, shout out to Computer Music Academy.
Shout out to them.
Two, back to the and Jay Bishop, you play sax, and Mav, you play instruments. Like when you do mimic somebody else, you do learn something from that. Just like when I learned the chords to her joint, I never played that one chord she got number 4. I was like, I wouldn't have played that, but it works. So then when I make an organic beat, I might throw that chord in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely true.
Absolutely. I mean, just consider the fact that when we were going through that, we got a mix of everything at the same time. And all of us have very, very distinct styles at this point. The way we chop is different. The way we mix is all different. The way we do our drums. And we constantly learning from each other in a way too. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure. And we all have different focal points. Like RTO focuses on the bass. The bass that's the shit in his joints. You know, math, same way the swing. You know, everybody got their own focal point.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna hear that shit. Turn this shit down. Throw it over here.
Right.
So what is everybody working on teaching themselves something new right now? Like all y'all know, I'm working on trying to learn the bass right now.
Right.
No,
Wait, hold. Stop. You trying to learn what?
Yeah, he trying to learn the bass.
Man, you're the entire out of here.
Right.
I'm about to throw a rock over to Coney Island. Got this.
This nigga played the whole night court theme music.
Right.
Right.
Man, get up out of here with that.
Motherfucker, hey, he playing the stems to Seinfeld and shit. Talking about he trying to learn the bass.
I ain't gonna front. I'm trying to beat Big Red right now. Pause. You know, that's my focal point.
You trying to?
I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Get around Big Red.
I got you.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to cash in on this time.
Yeah. I'm learning more about like the infrastructure behind music.
And Dixie is the interpolation king.
Yeah. How you gonna play "Never Knew Love" like this by Sherelle and Alexander O'Neal on a damn machine? I don't know.
I don't know how he's done it, but he's done it.
I know you've done it.
That's the way it is and shit.
Oh, Bruce Hornsby looking
right. That's good, but that's good. Yeah, everybody is, and I mean, and to be honest, I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but when you are a person that's constantly buying new gear that have different disciplines to them, sometimes it can kind of add to what you're doing, and sometimes it can take you away from a comfortable workflow as well.
You know what? I don't know.
Sure.
It really depends on, like for me, I got venture shit and I got newer stuff. The venture stuff has made it to where it's disciplined me in a certain way, as you know, because it don't have a lot of the bells and whistles that the new stuff has. So by that alone, it has disciplined me to be able to make something without having all the super intricacies that the newer stuff provides.
Right.
You know, when I get on the newer age equipment, it allows me to keep that same workflow I had on the vintage stuff, but allows me to do more things internally. You know what I'm saying? It takes you in the box. It makes it to where I don't have to make an extra step going into the computer. I can just do everything within that. So I respect both workflows because I can work and take my time on the old stuff, and I can just zip through on the new stuff. That the workflow, me changing gears on whatever I'm using, it doesn't matter to me because I'm still get the same product.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely. I think Charles, like it's one thing to learn how to chop samples. It's another thing to learn how to find samples to chop. It's another thing to know how to chop samples in a rhythmic way. And it's a whole nother competency to know how to chop samples and replay them in a way that's still melodic, but it's different from the original.
But I think that's more so your human vibe, if that makes sense. Like
I disagree.
No,
it's not. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
It's still a talent that you have to learn.
Like
it is.
It's a talent, but I've heard some stuff that it was chopped a certain way that I feel I would have never done it. But when I hear it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's just like it's kind of like a personal preference, and if that personal preference strikes a chord with everybody else.
I disagree. I think in music theory, I think that is certain melodies. When you say that makes sense, that's something that is learned and taught. It's not as natural as you might think it is just because you've heard music your entire life. But if you haven't listened for that, like that progression, that going up and going down, staying in key, stuff like that,
and that's right. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and I've said this before, but I'm gonna update, give you some more recent information. Like I started out only doing organic music, so I joined CMA to learn how to sample. And that's to me, and those worlds are two totally different things.
Absolutely.
Like, Two total. I had to learn how to say. I had to learn how to listen. I had to learn how to, it's two total different worlds. Now, I took that 2-year layoff, coming back to it, interpolating organic stuff came back like that. Sampling did not. I've been working on the beat for the past 4 days. I scrapped all of them, until the one I dropped today. And I'm telling you, my ear is not the same. It's not as sharp as it was when it comes to sampling. I'm telling you that.
I hear you. When you lose that regularity, that you know what I'm saying, you got to build that back up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true indeed.
But I'm gonna tell you, I love the art of chopping samples. There ain't nothing more I love better than that. I mean, I can probably sit down and make some organic stuff, and it'll sound good, but it's just the art of it's the art of digging for that sample. It's the art of just listening and finding what pieces you can take out of there, and what I'm saying, jigsaw it up,
right?
And slow the tempo down, or it's just and like, if people think it's easy to loop some shit up, right?
Yeah.
But it's when you talking about chopping, and like you were saying, Wallace, it's like it's so many different ways to do what we do.
Yes.
And everybody don't do it the same. That's what's so cold. Because at some point, me and Mav use the same fucking sample on 6 feet.
Yes.
Out on all streaming platforms right now. Go cop that.
Absolutely.
We use the same song, and the way that he used it and the way that I used it, totally different. But at the end of the day, they still came out to be dope.
It had their own signature sound too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's just like back to the CMA stuff. When we have one sample and 12 different people got the same sample, will come out with 12 different joints.
Yeah. Or the Dirty 30 when we did it with 17.
Yeah.
Kill did a show yesterday on Pete Rock, and Grafton was talking about how Pete chopped up. He used 16 pads to chop up the bass. This is on the SP. I forgot the song is on High School High. I forgot the name.
In the world today. That's my.
And then so he just used 16 pads for the bass, and then not even counting the sample, the drums, and whatever other sounds he had. That's on the SP.
On the SP, he did.
Oh, he did 16.
Yeah.
He did the level. He did tuning level.
Tuning on that.
Yeah, with the bass. So he just sampled the bass and played it as an instrument, as his own instrument.
That's Pete Rock though. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? Even with the 3000, there have been times where I've sampled in each note that I want to play as a bass line or whatever. And I play them straight off the pads instead of having to go and lay a bass line and make a wave in the Pro Tools. So if I know the notes that I want to use, you got what? You got 4 banks. So I'm just I'm programming it into the MP if I just want to just make everything within the box there. But
everybody does it differently.
Yeah, and that's the one way I do it. It ain't that's not like the Holy Grail or whatever, but that's one method based on the machine that it is.
One thing I peeped out in listening to Wide Body, and I don't know if I'm gonna tell a secret by saying this, but when Wide Body sampled, like he'll do 2 sequences, and he'll do a sequence that's more monotone, like and he'll make the bass line more busy because the sample is more flat.
Yeah.
But then when the sample jump around and it's more melodic, he'll calm the bass line down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
a competency.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't have.
Learn.
I don't even know if he think about it when he do it.
He does. He can't be thinking about it.
He does it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, that nigga's Rain Man. Don't tell my that.
Right? Look, without the gray suit and shit.
Right.
Then he get to dropping dishes down the stairs.
No. You had to hear the feel that he did.
Yeah, right.
Like he dropped a whole dishware set down.
I ain't never heard anything like that.
Fucking 40 piece with flatware and shit.
Dropping the fucking crock pot. That nigga dropped the crock pot down the stairs.
That nigga had the machine gun.
Motherfucking slow cooker. Fucking slow cooker at the bottom of the steps on his next album cover.
I want him to play that beat again, man. I'm like, damn, what kind of feel is that, nigga?
Glue goon goon goon. Be like, God damn.
Hey, that shit
I never heard glue goon.
That's the kind that's the kind of feel make Phil Collins say, God damn.
He was like,
damn.
I thought I had the greatest feel ever, but damn.
Nah.
That nigga dropped. He was playing on Oscar Grouch's trash can.
Right? Yeah. I was about to say that nigga had a gated trash can on the beat.
That nigga like Quick and Harlem Nights dropping the garbage can on Della Reese.
Hell yeah.
Sampled it. Like,
Man, I
want to hit people with garbage cans. It'd be a sample pack, all drum fields.
All drum fields. Trash can fields.
Right?
Eddie Murphy.
Trash fields, volume 1.
Eddie Murphy on the cover of it like this.
God's favorite drums available on Onyx.com.
There it is.
Garbage can fields.
Right? Oh man. He had a Rubbermaid pack.
Right.
Motherfucking Who else make garbage wear, nigga?
Hey, no. Hey, you got the Ronco peel, like kitchen set.
Right.
Fucking the waste management sample pack, right? BFI sample pack.
But that's him, because I swear I got a whole sample pack somewhere in my collection that's all drum fields. I don't never use that motherfucker, never.
I got that shit. I think I know what you're talking about. I got that shit. I never use. I probably use it once.
But that's wide body though.
Fucking list.
Yeah, wide body.
That's wide body.
No, that's what we're saying.
Whenever I hear Tom's on a wide body joint, I'm like, yes.
Hey,
I know.
Man.
I know it's the transition for the hook, or I need to spit some dope shit. So I'll be right now. I'll be like,
Peace, Clayton.
Yeah.
Peace, Cyrus Campbell. Yeah, right. Pot and pan. He called it pot and pan music.
That's just like like you said, it's like a crock pot, nigga.
Hey, you know one thing.
Slow cooker at the bottom step, nigga.
You know one thing I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about the relationship between rappers and producers, like producers who rap. I think that not understanding production definitely makes you a better rapper.
Of course it does.
Definitely makes you a better rapper because you recognize that you're a part of that.
Bars.
Well, that's part of it. but you're a part of that production too. You a part of that. You the improvisational element in a lot of beats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's one thing I'm learning more and more about too.
No, I look at it as this, like as a rapper who knows how to produce. I try to make it, especially my raps when I write. I try to write to the point where the producer will understand, like, hey, this needs to be dropped. This needs to be, you know what I'm saying? Like something
emphasized or whatever.
Yeah. Like, and I try to write it that way. I'll ask for like a blanket 16 bars, but I'll write a certain way to whereas I make the job easy for the producer. Like what I want to emphasize.
Oh, go ahead.
But you can do that because you've made beats.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like that's my benefit, because I'm like, all right, well, I'm about to emphasize these 2 bars, so I'm hoping my producer picks up on these 2 bars. Like that's why I know, me and Wallace work really well together, because he knows instinctively, like, hey, I really wanted to do this, or I really wanted to do that, and I wrote it this way for that reason. So as a rapper who knows how to produce, it's very important, especially bars. Like if you can count bars and be like, hey, what do I want to emphasize? And then you could always talk back to the producer, like, hey, I emphasize this. Can you change this?
Yeah.
Doing music,
ain't nothing wrong with doing a music together.
If you're a rapper, you make music or whatever, and you need to know how to fucking count bars off top.
Shout out to
Most of them don't though.
shout out to ASAR on the east side.
Most of them don't.
That's the damn. I mean, you're dealing with music. You're dealing with music.
I can't even say they don't. I just think that they don't think about that. A lot of times, like even when you ciphering, you know what I'm saying? Like when I do straight out the box on the street, it's a thing. Like you can tell the difference in the pedigree of who comes up to rhyme, because somebody else that just say they rhyme, as soon as they finish talking to you, they automatically spit, and it's like, damn, like you still gotta, it's double dutch. You gotta get in where it fits, come in at the top of the bar or whatever, knowing where the phrasing is. And a lot of times when you talking to people, they may know some shit, but they'll just kind of zone out and all that shit the window. So they'll give you like a fucking 17 and a half bar joint, and you be looking at them like, all right, you might want to take some words out to trim this shit down.
No, but
if you don't start your fucking bars off,
Come on,
Gadget. Check it. Bust me down.
Yo, hey yo,
Hey yo,
Hey, yo.
hey yo,
I'll
get
do
your
that
ass out of here.
right?
Hey yo,
Yeah. But yeah, that's
hey Gadget,
Right.
it's just how we was raised.
But
True. You know what I'm
but in the
saying?
same token, you should at least know where the comes in at. There's
That's
a lot
true.
of I've seen it like it's a long. I don't say it's,
That's
like,
true.
Whatever, if he say as long as it's on the was that
downbeat
15 and 4 beat, and he's about to come in on the one. Yeah, he about to come in on the one. He could say all day. I don't care, because he knows I need to come in right here, right now, and it's my time to rap. But it'd be the cats and be like, yeah.
It used to annoy me on records when niggas go over their bars and go into the next man's rap.
That's famous for that shit. My bad. Hey, fuck that. Right, 15 and 3/4. Shit.
That happens on all the Bad Boy records that have like
Mason's rapped over a lot of people's hooks, so it happens.
Yeah, been around the world.
Yeah, and I don't know what. Yeah, More Money, More Problems. He did that too with that verse.
I want you to. I didn't know what say that one more time. How that song go? How I go?
Hey, shut up, Rod.
You got the time stamp that.
I keep doing your job.
Nah, but
hit the me. After
that. Y'all are great friends. I'll tell you.
I mean,
hey man,
absolutely.
We here for you, brother.
Hey,
I think we all.
Hey, you ain't here for me. You're here for your entertainment. So shut up.
Yeah, man.
No,
the laughs is why we here.
You're here for our entertainment.
Yeah, the laugh and to learn something.
You're gonna have
laugh first though.
You're gonna have Phil doing the Carl Thomas part of that shit. Been around.
Which the Been Around the World, that version is better than the original version.
Oh yeah,
way better. Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. The Carl Thomas version versus.
Y'all niggas just love Carl Thomas because he's from Chicago.
Pain.
Hey, Wallace, don't do that. Don't do that, Wallace. Don't do not.
Never met her.
Don't do that, Wallace. Hey,
hey,
don't do that.
Murder.
Don't do that. That's
murder. You gotta do your hand like this.
That's the anthem joint right there, man.
Man.
Oh shit.
Hey, the way y'all was capping for John B last week, I think that nigga from Detroit.
Wow.
Hey, that joint that he had with Pac was undeniable.
Yeah, John B's like the token.
Wow.
We all knew a John B growing up too.
Do you win?
I didn't even know Carl Thomas was from Chicago.
From Aurora.
Illinois.
We gotta lose.
Around what's the name? JJ Fisher.
Oh shit.
Tell me what's the use of holding
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
on?
something. Hey, I played that album like it was a rap CD, nigga. Hey,
The beats, the production is so nasty on that
hey,
joint.
Yeah, I listen to it all the time too.
one of my favorite R&B producers that don't give no shine
Chucky Thompson.
is Mike City.
Oh,
Mike
Mike
City got
City. Yeah,
some
he dope.
dope
He do.
production, man. Oh my god.
Mike City, nice.
Yes. Oh man, he laced her, bro.
Sunshine
Oh, he
Anderson.
laced the first album.
Golden Bee era said Black Milk is way better as a rapper nowadays.
I always
Black Milk,
go
Black
Who
Milk
said
is an
that?
artist. I'm proud of Black Milk.
Yeah, as an artist.
Transcended.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Black Milk is fantastic.
I remember the first time I saw Black Milk and One Below was at the Mac Bar Atlanta, and
But you know what?
been fans ever since.
My favorite
Ever
project
since.
by him. My favorite project
It's
with
his
him.
first one to me.
I like If There's Hell Below, but I think my favorite
Yeah.
project is Glitches in the Break.
Mm.
Man,
Yeah, he had some wild
I'm
stuff
going
in there.
365 for me.
I still
Okay.
play
I'm going
popular.
Tronic.
Album of the
Tronic is
I'm
mine.
more of a popular demand.
Trying to go.
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
Popular
either-
Demand. Popular Demand is my favorite. I just
Yeah,
that's
the first joint on Popular Demand that comes on, I play that song. Man, after I drop my foot off.
I know you're talking.
The one we
I
got.
don't know, man.
Silver
Just
Temple, right?
Darude.
He killed the silver. All the
Yeah.
Man, Darude drum work. You know.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't beat that.
Did I ever tell y'all my Chicago story when I got
No.
stepped to
Go
by
ahead.
some gang members?
Oh, what was
Did I ever tell y'all that
Please
story?
share.
Yeah, what happened?
Hold up. Wargwan, Star.
They thought it was DMX.
Yo, this was like maybe early
The whole
2000s.
stage to tell this
I
story.
don't-
Go
I
ahead.
think what was
I
I?
beat. That motherfucker zoomed in like shit.
No, keep it there. Keep it there.
Yeah.
So you know,
Let's go.
hold on. Let me turn my camera on.
Side of
Let's go.
I gotta tell this.
Gotta tell the story.
All right.
Not yet.
Am I on? Am I on? Come on, camera.
Wow. Go for it.
Hold up. All right. Let's get
You might want to blow your face out so you don't go back to Chicago and get jumped.
Right. Right. Yeah, you need to go first 48 face and shit.
Go mosaic.
That was the most.
Hey, you need to pitch down your voice.
Most of them
Right.
people ain't around no more.
Yeah, so I was in Chicago.
So I have no idea why I was in Chicago. I can't even remember.
I was walking down the street listening to Common.
was it because you never wild again?
I got off at I flew into O'Hare.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I stepped out to catch a cab, and these dudes walked up to me. I don't know what gang. Like, I'm the furthest thing from street at all. Like, they walk up to me, they told, "Hey, blood, you can't wear your hat sideways in Chicago, bro."
Oh, yeah, that's what you messed
Oh
up.
yeah.
I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no.
Nigga, I said this a bull. I said this a bull's hat. Them niggas, oh my god.
Man,
At the airport.
man. Continue, but yeah.
Got bagged on at the airport, nigga.
Yeah.
Yo,
Hey,
what is the
welcome.
deal?
Welcome
What
to
is
the
the
chat.
deal? What is the deal with sideways hats in Chicago?
It's been like that since I was a kid.
I'm not from Chicago, but I can almost tell you this: if you're cocking it left, it's a problem for people who cock it right, and vice versa.
Yep, exactly. It has to be straight or to the back.
Straight
Don't wear a hat.
matter of fact, you can't.
No,
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah,
You
they
was violent.
I was cognizant of that
Yeah.
shit when I went.
They will come for you with the quickness.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or
Yeah,
not, even in Birmingham, Alabama, that's a thing because a lot of them are
Or move down there. Yeah.
GDs and
Yeah,
vice lords.
You gotta think
And
about
it's the same rules.
a lot. You know, the capital of Mississippi is Chicago. So
Yeah.
hey, that's the truth. That's you in Chicago, you can throw a rock and you'll hit somebody that got deep ties to Mississippi.
Okay.
Or Tennessee, or but especially
That's for damn true.
a lot of people from Mississippi. I got a family that's in Chicago that their roots begin in Mississippi. Our roots begin in Mississippi. There's no
I got thrown out of the club in Birmingham because I had my hat to the side.
Yeah.
God damn.
And matter of fact, if you got back depending on what. If it's wartime, if your shit cocked to the back and it's wartime, you really
bro.
Yeah.
That's why I don't wear hats that much.
Hey, I'm gonna say,
I hate
I
that
don't wear
shit.
hats.
That's why you don't see
Look.
me
He
with
just
that.
eliminate the risk.
Yeah, like bro. When I wear Scully, I hate when I got
I gotta keep
any
me a
kind of
fitted.
logo on it.
I just wear it like I'm
Hell
supposed to
yeah.
wear.
right.
I don't, you don't need those hassles, but yeah, no. It's tilted a little bit to left or right.
Gadget almost got banged on. Pause. Man.
Damn, Gadget.
So how did you get out of that?
Yeah, good question. How'd you get out of that?
He went straight to the hotel.
Had that shit looking like a train conductor in the front. This shit was straight as fuck. No problem.
You know what happened?
No problem.
You can see the crease in his back, couldn't you?
Fucking snap. Fuck around, got a snapback fitted.
As soon as I started talking, they knew I wasn't from Chicago.
Yeah, that'll tell the tale.
Shoulder blades was touching. He was walking.
Look, Gadget was like, hey, yo. The fuck you mean I can't wear my hat?
Right.
Yeah, hit him with, hey, young.
Right.
Yeah.
Kill Mo.
Oh no, that would have been a bad
What
move
you mean, Mo?
Hold up.
Oh,
That was a bad move.
No, don't do Mo. Don't do
That's
Mo.
gang stuff. Yeah, you do Mo. You do it
Oh,
wrong person.
shit.
Yeah,
So look, I wonder what DC niggas do when they go to the shop.
good question, because
Shut
that
up.
Mo stuff don't know. No. Not
I
in the wrong
learned that
spot.
shit from when I moved to New York, nigga. You don't look like you from nowhere, nigga. I could be from anywhere USA, goddamn it.
Exactly.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to somebody. Today, somebody had the biggest moment of their career. His name is Sada Baby from Detroit. Sada Baby been coming up for the last couple years or whatever. He got that song, Whole Lot of Choppers, with that sound like Whoop There It Is.
Mhm.
I heard that, and Nicki Minaj jumped on a remix of it.
Okay.
That song is exploding right now.
Oh, she came out of retirement for that.
Hey man, baby, don't.
She was on there
for
talking about I'm
herself.
9 months pregnant in the studio, and she did it.
Damn.
She needed that.
That WAP.
It's called Bills.
Yeah.
Right. Needed that come up. Shout out to Sada Baby. Sada Baby said on this song, he said,
Somebody hit her with the come up or whatever.
He said, I don't give a F about her mileage. Ain't her grandmom related to the Winans? That's
damn.
Wait. He said, ooh, that's the shit that I like. You a church girl, bitch. You like Christ?
Wow.
What?
Yeah. Shout out to
that's
Sada
solid,
Baby.
baby. Hey,
Okay then.
Shout out to Sada Baby.
I don't care about her mileage. Ain't she related to the Wyman?
Man.
Yo.
Everybody related to the Winans in Detroit, ain't they? Fields.
Yeah.
Everybody related to the Winans or the Sheards.
Oh yeah, look, bro.
So that was the inside joke.
Hey, my
Yeah,
church is
'cause I'm
down the
like,
street.
right on.
My church is down the street from the Wine Church, Perfecting Church, and the Sheards that's the one on off Schaefer, right? Wallace.
Right.
And then you got
I'm sure.
I'm shocked he didn't bring up Triumph Church because everybody like I'm at Triumph Church.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
I don't know if I got a Winans family.
You probably do.
You probably do.
Now my wife is got family in the Ross family.
There you go.
My wife is in the Ross family, and I actually am related to the Holland brothers from Holland Dozier Holland.
There you go.
It all makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah. They donated their fingers to your ass.
Right.
I knew the DeBarges niece several years ago.
Hey, what is it? Y'all should come back to Detroit just for the church education. Y'all should just come back.
You know what? I thought about doing something about that.
Just for the church education.
I've been through that many years. So yeah.
Good on that.
Good. Nigga, I went to Aretha Franklin's daddy church. I'm good.
See, there you go.
Damn.
Church families like royalty in Detroit, man.
New Bethel Baptist, nigga.
Church families is deep in Detroit, man. They control. It's like they control areas like gangs.
I'm
Like
still
if you on the
trying
east
to.
west
That's
side,
because
you
they
probably
do.
go to Word of
That's
Faith.
because they
Like Word of
do.
Faith,
Yeah.
Word of Faith is all Southfield,
Yeah.
Oak Park, West Side. That's Word of Faith and Greater Grace.
Right.
Yeah.
When
I'm
I was
still
a
trying
kid,
to figure out.
I went to New Bethel. I actually saw Aretha singing at New Bethel twice.
She probably
And
told that
then
boy.
later on, we started going. Me and my mom started going to Mayflower, which is down the street from Hitsville. Is that matter of fact? When we was at Hitsville, I think I showed some of y'all. There was a church right next door to Hitsville. That's
Yeah.
Mayflower. That's
Yeah,
where I went.
we had some
That's where I
time to
went
check it
church.
out.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
still trying to
Somebody
figure
got
Oh
out what's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
water
Right.
hey, somebody
in
got an
Detroit.
accident, didn't
Those
they?
real
At
hits.
Hitsville.
So look, something happened.
Yeah, it was a hit.
It was Hitsville, all
Yeah.
right.
Right.
It was definitely Hitsville.
Yeah, it was hit.
Y'all funny.
They put a jolt in that motherfucker. Gadget was juicing the fuck out that joint afterwards. Like shit. I'm from Detroit now. Motherfucker was gone.
Man,
What
listen.
was
You
it?
supposed to be
I'm still
following
thinking about like what's in the water in Detroit and Philly, man. It's like so much talent comes out of those places.
Shit, it's called
Yeah.
struggle. Shit.
Struggle, yeah, pop.
Yeah, struggles in
It's
the
struggle
water.
all over the country in the black
Fucking
community. But
hardship will make
It's
you
a
figure it
different
out.
kind of
So Golden Beat said he felt like Benny's new album is kind of weak compared to Tana Talking to Plugs I Met. What I say is it's a little bit more on the modern commercialized side when we used to listening to Alchemist and Derringer and all that. I definitely see that difference, but in the same
Hit
token,
Boy, right?
yeah.
in the same token, like I said, I think the only difference is it's mixed better and the drums is different. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
Still
a
samples
little bit
all
more
the way through.
structure to the songs, you know. But I liked it. I liked it Golden Beat there. I liked it a lot.
I did too.
But I
Let me
haven't
ask
heard
you- let me
everything
ask
from
you
the
a
day.
question. I haven't been into rap this year.
Okay.
I don't know, and I'm not sure why. Like, really, the only rap album I've listened to like more than 3 times this year so far is that Elzai album.
Okay.
So has something changed in rap, or is it just my taste have changed? But is something this year, something about the albums that have come out
A little
this year,
bit
I
of
just ain't interested.
both.
We
A
established
little bit of
like
both.
everybody else and blame it on Corona. It's Corona fault.
Has something changed? It's just not a lot of artists that speak to you, bro. It's not a lot of artists that speak to a lot of us. You know what I'm
And it's
saying?
more apparent now with what's going on. Not that you want all your shit to be talking about what's going on, but you can't negate the fact that there's some shit going on.
Right.
So when you say you up in the spot and there's a bunch of bitches around, we already know you lying because everybody at home now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And Kashif died in 2016.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to bring that up, Gadget. God damn.
That's his man.
Yeah.
Fuck that got to do with what I'm talking about.
God damn it, Gadget.
You on a different wave. You on a different wavelength, Jay Bishop. You be doing stuff like this.
This nigga always trying to crack a joke that don't make a goddamn lick of sense. That don't got shit to do with what the fuck I'm talking about.
Hey, what he said?
That's why your ass almost got jumped to Chicago, nigga.
He don't read. He don't read the room.
Hey,
Right,
look,
you don't read the
hey,
room,
Gadget.
nigga.
Gadget was just like, you could pull one ugly bitch.
Oh, with his blind ass.
Hey man, that was a funny ass night right there.
About to get the
Hell no. Hell no.
strike.
Right.
That's an automatic strike.
Who did that?
Exactly. That's all I wanted. Just that little
Big
blink.
Red don't play around.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah, RPM meter or whoever the fuck you are. So
Right.
You can't play none of Jay Bishop shit.
That may not be enough that was played.
no, it's not. It's not.
Well, we talked over. Some of us
Hey,
talked over.
We was talking over.
This motherfucking episode be a solid picture out this bitch.
Yeah. Right.
Man, he said some
But you
dope
know what?
shit. I'm
You
a
know what,
timestamp
though?
that.
Y'all talk all that shit about 1 RPM, but 1 RPM be getting me my pennies, nigga.
Praise
I
God.
hear that.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I hear that.
Speaking of that, that's a good segue to talk about what
Man, look at that.
what
shit.
Mental was talking about earlier in the chat. He was talking about just
leaving streaming alone and trying to focus on selling direct to consumer. And I wanted to know what y'all thought about that.
For me,
oh, go ahead, man.
I was about to say my thoughts on it is, Ninth Wonder gave some advice when he was talking about how he did the Destiny's Child, the joint for Beyonce. My bad, I said Destiny's Child, the joint for Beyonce, and he went after he made the track or whatever and got the lawyer. It's like a lot of times people be doing stuff just to say they doing shit where you doing it ahead of time. To me, I'm not gonna go and jump on no iTunes or no shit like that for no mess whatever until I build up what I got now. You know what I'm saying? And people are more apt to actually support you through a Bandcamp than they would, iTunes or something like that.
That's
right.
That's an interesting point. Here's I'm one of the people that have been out there on the the streaming platforms for years. The reason why I did it is because people in my circle or people I talk to outside of y'all, I didn't get that they were gonna go to Bandcamp to check my stuff out or to listen to it, but they already have iTunes, they already have now YouTube Music, used to be Google Music, Spotify, and then they just pull it up. It's easily accessible. So right now, I'm kind of like having these thoughts, and I kind of see what Mental's saying, because when I logged, it's funny, me and him both did the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
I logged into DistroKid and saw my little measly $2, and I'm like, man, this shit here ain't even worth it.
Damn,
so,
you got $2? You was bubbling.
Right.
Like, this is worth it. So it's like, and the yearly fee is like $80.
Like
so
shit.
So it's like, this ain't making sense anymore. So it's like, I'm actually starting to think about relaunching my own website again and just selling straight from there and Bandcamp, because it just don't make sense to me. Like, only thing I'm losing is a few lazy jokers not going there, versus already being somewhere and listening to music on their streaming platform that they subscribe to, and just my stuff being easily accessible to them. But at this point, I don't think that's even worth it anymore.
Look, I've made more on Bandcamp than Spotify in 2 years.
There you go. Talk that shit, Gadget.
Same here.
I think that if you looking at
two balls,
streaming platforms like Spotify and Tidal to be your main source of income, you going ass backwards about it.
You hustling backwards as fuck.
You're hustling backwards.
So
you should be pushing people to your Bandcamp, or if you have your own
to your
website,
main site,
your own website. Yeah, you should be pushing people there. Now, I'm not saying don't put yourself on there, but look at that as like auxiliary shit. That's extra.
But that's what you.
But I like for this lab for steppers. I never really promoted. I didn't promote the fact that it was on streaming. Every time you see me talk about it, I was pushing go to my Bandcamp.
Right. It's almost like you should. It's almost like you should put the single on streaming. Put the single on streaming and put the whole project on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
That way people can access it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great idea.
You can put the single up and everybody has access to it. But if you want to support the artist, go to Bandcamp.
The thing is this: Spotify specifically only works if you get on playlists.
Yeah.
You have to get on playlists. You have to get people to put you on playlists. You have to start your own playlist and promote that. Like, I started a funk playlist. Now I got like over 100 subscribers on it, which is cool. Okay. And I'm getting my pennies off of that because my songs is on that playlist.
Okay. And I was gonna say, it's not for me. It's not a problem with streams. I'm getting the streams. It's just that they don't pay enough per stream.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it can't be your main source. That's got to be auxiliary.
So, absolutely. So then the question becomes, if you just use the streaming for that purpose or for whatever purpose, the question is, how do you create value around what you are creating? How do you create value above and beyond just it being good music? Because that's not good enough. I hate to say it, but that's not good enough in the modern market. You have to think about what else you're doing to create value. Like, I look at, just like we were talking about last time about the alternate streams of income, using your money, using your music for different things. We had my man, what's his name on Wednesday, Nelson Johnson, coming in talking about, he put records on Netflix and records on this and records on that. That's adding value. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the question that's facing all of us. How do we place more value, or how do we create more value for the things that we create?
Right.
Have your chop game heavy as a motherfucker to the point where it can't be detected, or start doing more organic shit and push to those mediums. I'm trying to have my shit in coals, goddammit.
Speaking of which,
you know what I'm saying? Fuck having, to a degree, fuck having artists on your shit, man.
And I did land a placement on a UK spot earlier last year with some organic shit. It didn't pay a lot of money, but it's much more than what Big Red is paying.
Right.
That's one of the things that we talked about on Wednesday was the value of the instrumental producer. I mean, the value of the producer / artist in terms of going back to making beat tapes, because you can sell the beat tape, you can license the beat tape, or you can sell the beat tape to rappers who want to buy beats.
Right.
So it's a more
get your money both ways.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the solution, Wallace. We got to come up with other avenues,
Yeah. And a lot of people think the easy answer is merchandise, but even then, everybody's selling merchandise. Everybody is podcasting now.
Yeah.
Everybody is podcasting. Everybody has a platform where they can talk their shit. Everyone. So how do you even build a podcast that adds value?
It's a matter of only the strong will survive. You got to be stronger than the next entity.
And here's the thing I don't understand about people who start podcasts and run to Spotify. That's like creating an album, giving it to Def Jam, and letting Def Jam collect all the money. Spotify isn't paying you for a podcast.
But here's the thing: people are accessing it because of the platform. The platform is everywhere, so they don't care about. Especially, they got the mindset they don't care about the pennies that they making. It's just that anybody can access the music. If somebody follow my stuff at Bandcamp, let's keep it a buck. Bandcamp got a shitty user interface in my eyes.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. You technically to get the most out of the project or out of the product, you got to download the album. But if you download the album, where is it going these days? Like for me, I still download stuff to my phone just because I like to have the high quality wave FLAC shit. You know what I'm saying? Or I download it to my computer because I like to reference using it. But for the average Joe, I'm like, hey, I got a new album out. Dirty Old Man just dropped some shit, or me and my friends, we just did this, that, and the third. Yeah, let me hear it. And I send them a zip. They'd be like, nigga, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, no.
But you know what? I don't.
That's why I say I use Bandcamp and streaming. I want people to go and purchase the album on Bandcamp. I look at Bandcamp like a Patreon. I want you to go support me on Bandcamp, but I don't really expect you to download the album there. That's why I put it on Spotify or Tidal, so you can listen to it on that motherfucker. But you supported me by buying it on Bandcamp, even though you didn't download it.
Absolutely. So what you do? So my shout out to Troy Davis from Detroit. Troy Davis handles his business. And he puts out he's put out an album like each of like the last couple of years or whatever, the last 3 or 4 years now. And what he does is he goes out to the artist that's around him and he produces compilations. He produces his albums with all of them on it. And it adds value to him selling his stuff on Bandcamp. It adds value. So it's almost like if you're gonna do instrumental albums, you can either do instrumental albums or you should do albums with a lot of different people who got a lot of different reaches.
Look,
period, point blank.
Here's my thing. If you're gonna do instrumental albums, make sure that they are registered. So if somebody jacks them and puts them on YouTube, at least you'll get paid off of that shit from the advertising.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like people just jacking beats left and right.
Oh, listen.
Wow.
How many times, like the engineers that I work with, literally 75 to 80% of the time, when an artist come in that they don't have a relationship with, they bringing in YouTube beats.
Yeah,
all the time.
And so people are uploading YouTube these such and such type beats, and They not getting nothing off of it.
All right.
Wow.
Nothing. They not even getting hit up after the fact. Like, I mean, it's a million dudes on some of these beats.
The same beat, at least, and some of them are leasing the same beat over and over again. Like it's crazy. Matter of fact, I got two cousins who hit me up, and they were needing like original production because they saw some beats on YouTube they liked. They recorded to them, sung to them, recorded to them, but they realized that they can't use them because one, they didn't get the okay from the person who posted it, and then it's got tags all over it, so you can't use it.
People don't care though.
Right.
And right now, unless they know how to count and can loop what I do, that's why you only gonna get one verse on anything I post.
Oh man, just think about how much. When I think about how much stuff I got posted.
Yeah,
but I got them freaking flies out.
And you speaking to somebody who had it happen. I had a nigga take my beat, rap over it, and put it on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. Had that back.
Funny looking white dude at that.
Funny looking white dude at that.
Was it Slim Jesus?
No, it wasn't Slim Jesus.
Is he still alive? Is he still alive?
Slim Jesus?
Anybody took his life?
Not yet. He probably at the Mormon Tabernacle Choir and shit now.
Right.
Yeah, man. So
they ran up on him. I think they ran up on him at the year I was at A3C. They ran up on that dude in right outside of the damn fairground. That's for they ham his ass up out there.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and the thing I'm going to be launching next year, it kind of goes, plays into what you're talking about, Wallace. It should have an impact on, future sales from Bandcamp, and not just me, anybody affiliated with me.
I just had a crazy idea. Dirty Old Man should have like a table at fucking South by Southwest, maybe.
No, I'll give you one better than that. I was thinking about this last week, and I didn't say anything last week about it, but I'm gonna say it tonight. I think when the smoke clears out all this stuff that we got going on, I think we should make a serious play for A3C, a showcase.
Man, listen,
I'm telling you, man. I've been there. I've been there a multitude of times. I'm telling you, man. I don't know who we would have to talk to in terms of making this happen, but I believe in my heart that we can make it happen because, if you think about just the core members and then everybody outside of the situation, you got a myriad of MCs and producers and turntablists and you know what I'm saying. So like, I really think we should really take that into strong consideration going forward.
I'm with it.
I agree.
Damn, Scotty Bean.
Hold up. Did I miss a Slim Jesus?
You did. Leave it alone.
Of all the things you heard, you just heard Slim Jesus.
Hey,
all the things you heard.
His favorite rapper.
No, I actually left the room and came back, and I saw Deb Dunlap.
Yeah. No, you Slim Jesus before you left.
No,
you wasn't. That wasn't you. Oh, okay.
No.
Slim Jesus. I ain't calling no man.
Hey, why'd she become a?
It was a student named Jesus that went.
Why'd she become a music executive in 5 years?
Right.
Oh no.
You mean Slender Jesus? Slender Jesus?
Slim Jesus.
Shout out to Jesus Douglas, who graduated from my high school about 3 years ago.
Jesus.
He worked in the office, and somebody need an errand run. They'd be like, "Hey, did anybody see Jesus? Hey, go get Jesus. He got to go get something for me." Nah, for real, that was his name, Jesus Douglas. Shout out to Jesus Douglas, wherever you at. That's crazy though. That's interesting. I think Bandcamp has its own ecosystem that's based around people having organic relationships with the people who listen to their music. I mean, Bandcamp is for music fans. But you gotta create value at your Bandcamp page too.
I think you can go just as hard on your website as your Bandcamp page. Like you can sell music,
Yeah.
from your own webpage.
You could.
Mm-hmm. The problem.
haven't
See,
set up yet.
I've done this stuff before. So when I was doing it back in like 2012, I had an app and I had a website. And the problem I was running into, they kept complaining about space on their phone and shit like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
Yeah.
People not accessing Bandcamp to listen to music and let it play in their car. It's not happening. It's not happening.
And that's why I made the decision to do the streaming platform. They're already there, but the problem is the streaming platforms just don't pay you enough per stream.
I don't know.
But you know what the thing
Absolutely
about
not.
Bandcamp is? Because I was reading an article not too long ago that a lot of sales on Bandcamp now are physical.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people go to Bandcamp to cop the vinyls.
There's a record label based out of Chicago called Culture 45, right?
Yeah.
Culture 45. They work with a few artists here in Memphis here, but they only do vinyl. If you do hear something on their page, on their Bandcamp page, if they might have one song posted, but if you want that whole project, you're gonna have to cop the vinyl.
Yeah, and you gotta do that through Bandcamp Pro, I think, right?
Might be, but I dig that because it's like, but like you said, they have a core audience that patronizes what they do. I think the last thing they did was like the Necrobats joint.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy
Anniversary.
Thessalonians, man, part of that whole Necrobat crew.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
you
lot
know,
of
dude?
specialty labels on Bandcamp that just do physical. Like there's a couple of cassette labels that all they do is cassettes. They don't do shit else.
Yeah. Hey, Tape Maker had something. Tape Maker was doing something like that at well, he's still doing it though. I don't know if he's doing it through Bandcamp or whatever.
There was I don't know if y'all follow this dude, Big Ghost.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He had did a joint not too long ago, and motherfuckers was mad that it wasn't on Spotify because he put out the Bandcamp because he's trying to sell the vinyls. He's like, I'm gonna put it on Spotify eventually, but I'm trying to sell these fucking vinyls.
You know what?
Hey, you niggas.
Y'all got me thinking though, like it would be wise to build a relationship with a vinyl presser where,
listen,
like,
Nigga,
listen,
Detroit, Third Man is right there.
Man, we could go to, and I know we live and everything, but we could go to a record presser with so much volume, right? All these projects, and we could remaster them for vinyl if we wanted to, and literally just get all of it on vinyl. But you know what I'm saying? That startup cost ain't no joke.
No,
Yeah, that's the issue.
And Wallace, I don't want to belittle anybody. We have to have a market.
True.
Yeah, a big enough market for that.
True.
Because I have independent vinyl in my basement still in a box from artists that I'm not gonna name.
True.
What's his name? Thought I'd at least try.
You never know.
Third Man is pressing too.
Yeah, they got a whole pressing plant.
Straight up.
I haven't.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot. It was somebody big they just recently did. They just did some vinyl with them. But yeah,
I
want
to talk to them.
Rock Marciano does Bandcamp for the first 30 days and then puts it on streaming platforms.
Shit, that's what 6 feet was. Yeah.
At a premium price. Well, you got the audience for it.
I had to buy West Side Gun Fly God because he took it off of streaming platforms. That's how much I liked it.
That's the point, though.
Yeah. But he wasn't. I couldn't. They kept selling sold out on the website. Like they was actually selling physical CDs. But at some point they repressed, and I got one.
I was surprised. I mean, it's people that still want physical. I actually sold a good number of Steppers CDs.
I mean, for me, I'll buy an album off Bandcamp if it has a physical CD because I get the option of having the stream and also with the app.
But you know what? Like I think I just I bought Elzai's record. I bought the vinyl, the special edition vinyl for his latest project. And for me, I'd rather have the physical copy, and I'll convert it to Waves for my computer or for my own consumption, because at the end of the day, when these hard drives start to crash and these phones get to acting buggy and crazy, guess what? You ain't get you ain't got nothing there anymore.
Right.
I like something tangible that I want something tangible that I can look at. It's like, wow, people can't sign. They can't sign a download. If you meet them in person, they can't sign a download. You know, I met Floyd like in 02, and just so happened I had my CD with me at the airport when they was there, and they signed it for me. Imagine if I had just copped the download. I ain't got nothing. I don't have nothing.
Write it on the post.
You gotta take a selfie, then, nigga. You gotta be like selfie.
Right. I gotta take a selfie.
So I'm looking at
Wallace, Third Man Pressing is on West Canfield Street.
Yeah. I've been to the place before, but I didn't know about the plant.
Okay.
12 inches.
Go ahead and
12 inches, 500 quantity. If you send them digital files, sleeves and jackets, it's right around $28.85.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can double that. You can double that if you can sell them.
How many pieces?
How many? What you mean? How many pieces?
500.
500.
500.
So you sell them what? 15 a piece?
Yeah,
20 a piece?
If you can get
you gotta have a market.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So I'm telling you, man, this is just disheartening, though.
But you know what?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm listening. No. What I'm talking about. I'm sitting here looking at DistroKid. Everything I've ever done, my own stuff with y'all, stuff with other people, close to 9,000 streams. And that netted $80.
God damn.
And you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something. If the streaming thing was off the table, what you're saying, Wallace, about the physical copies, if the people truly was rocking with the movement, it'd be right for the picking. But when you got it to where people don't have to buy the product and they all have to go to their phone and just stream it from their phone, it's like when I'm a fan of something, I try to at least do both, do the download and the physical copy.
Hey Dixie. On your DistroKid, do you opt in for the YouTube?
I don't
monetizing. Okay, so like I recently just quit DistroKid and went back full hard. Went back because before I had some of my stuff on DistroKid and some on 1 RPM. I went full back to 1 RPM because 1 RPM includes the YouTube shit. That's why Gadget get copyright strikes because they include it in. I don't have to pay extra for that, so I get a little bit more income from them with the YouTube. But the thing about 1 RPM is they like Bandcamp. I don't pay to use it. They take 15% off the top.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. But yeah, this is crazy, man. Big Red.
Yeah. My problem with DistroKid is like they had all these. You got to pay for all these extras and shit. Like, why I got to pay extra to schedule when my release comes out? The cheapest plan, you can't give a date for your release to come out. You got to pay extra for that. That's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's definitely disconcerting.
They nickel and dime you any way they see fit, man.
Right. So basically, what I'm saying is, fuck DistroKid now.
So then, what is the answer? It goes back, like I said, to what Mental was saying, is you have to create authentic relationships where you are.
Yep.
Physical, personal relationships with what's going on around you, because that will introduce you to other ways to be able to get engaged with money for what you do.
Yep.
Straight up. And it's crazy.
To me, that part of it never died. I think people bought into the streaming like that was the new workaround, and it's never been.
Absolutely.
The people that's doing numbers off of streaming like that still got that machine behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right. But don't be fooled, because there's a couple of articles that have come out. I don't know if y'all ever read like Hypebot.
Yes, I get those.
There's a bunch of articles about fake artists on Spotify and artists who are using other artists' names to collect income just off of their name. Like
Yeah.
you go to whoever your favorite artist, go see. I'm gonna see what's up with whoever Gangstar, and you play a song, and that ain't no goddamn Gangstar song. You be like, what the fuck is this?
Too late.
It's
You
some
already
nigga
played the
using their
song.
name because the streaming services don't have no like QA department to go through and say that's not Gangstar. Why is this here?
And Jay Bishop, here's the other part. These fake labels are named as like if you go to I guess they have a part of Spotify for people who have trouble sleeping, so it's called sleep music.
Yep.
They name the titles music to sleep by, or sleepy time music, and this is the music that you use to sleep to. Like that's the actual title of the song. Like like they like if they're using Spotify as Google and just naming the title of the song like something that you would look for on Google.
If you guys don't, there's a journalist called Sherry Hugh, HU, Sherry CHERIE. Follow her on Twitter. She writes a lot of these articles about all the bullshit that Spotify is doing.
Okay.
It's crazy.
It's a game. It's a game. They have pretty much gamified the system, and niggas is just learning how to play the game. Like I think I mentioned before about a guy who releases like 5-second, 10-second songs like in batches, and he's making money.
Like Quibi and shit.
Yeah, just off the sheer volume. I mean, he's got like over 20,000 songs on Spotify, just under different names and shit. Just off the sheer volume, he playing the volume game. I'm gonna make money just off the sheer volume of bullshit I put out here. He got like 55 versions of Happy Birthday.
Man,
the birthday song in different languages and shit. He just the sheer volume of somebody's gonna want to hear the birthday song for some occasion. I'm gonna put it on here, and he's gonna make money just off the volume.
Wow,
that's a hell of a life. I ain't trying to live that life.
Right, and
it's a lot of motherfucking upkeep.
Yeah, it's a lot of damn work.
Imagine sitting in the studio making bullshit all day. I'm just gonna make the birthday song 55 different ways.
Yeah, it's a dude that my son showed me on Amazon Music, and he just makes songs out of people's names. It'd be like Michelle, such and such, blah blah blah, and he has like 280 songs like that with the same beat and the same everything, and just the name changes.
Fucking Mr. Plug and Play.
Dad, I love you. I mean, it's the same shit. It's crazy. Matter of fact, I'm about to pull that shit.
I go, bro.
That's, you heard how it went. You ain't slick. You ain't slick, zagging.
He was like, Dad, I love you.
Not the zagging.
Jay Bishop.
I zagging.
Studio 84 is my highest charting song at 13 over a little bit, almost 1,400 streams, $9.66.
Damn, that's
So
money.
like I was saying, it always go back to your criteria for success, man.
Yeah, this is hustling backwards, big time.
Absolutely. Recently played fun with name songs. I don't even know if I should play it on here because I don't want to get a strike.
Please,
No, please
Right.
You
Let's
can't
not
see
mess
my.
up Gadget's
We
money.
got the
Let me-
idea.
Let me. I can do this though. Hold on. Let me. Oh goodness. Look at this, dude. Let me see. Where is share my screen? Let's see.
Well, while you doing that, one thing I can say is in this the situation that we in now, niche genres matter. That's why everybody always talking about that. We clown on Bro-Fi and all that bullshit, but them niggas got a niche, and them niggas is making money.
Yeah, they cooking.
Yeah, for damn sure.
Cooking.
Bro.
Especially if you at the top of the hill and like chill hop, them chill hop niggas is making money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at this.
Close out.
The Mickey song, the Mikey song, the Mindy song, the Maddie song. The Rob song, the Ryan song, the Hillary song, the Jamie song.
Damn, that's
This
crazy.
nigga got a Shaniqua song. Did that say Shaniqua?
The Poop Face song, the Butt Face song, the Butt Head song.
Wow.
The Doggy song, the Kitten
keyboard?
song.
Is there a keyboard fart song in there?
Motherfucker spent time to put that together.
The Smelly Butt song. The Elephant, the Jesus song, the Elephant song. And it's the same song, and he just says that word that's different.
Hell no.
Yeah, and I bet he might not be making money, but he getting a nice little supplemental check.
This nigga basically did a banana nana for famine shit and everything else.
Wow.
And people tuning in.
So it is
I'll
time.
be happy.
It is time for some beats. It is actually time for some beats. I want to play the Book of Names song. We're gonna put that on Bandcamp. We're gonna put it on Bandcamp. We're on streaming.
You got an RTO?
Someone else gonna have to go first.
What?
Someone else.
Hold up. Fat Von is in the building.
Fat Von, what up?
Hello, sir.
I'm free.
What up,
What
Fat
up,
Von?
FPF? Hey, Gadget.
Yo.
Did you get the joint that I sent you for Kobe's?
I did not check that email, but I will this week. I will tomorrow though.
All right, no doubt. Let me know what you think.
How many did you send?
Just that one. I try to do some other tracks.
So I usually play an intro and I play the music underneath Camber talking.
Okay.
Now, do you need just one
You
track?
you would need at least 2 joints,
Yeah.
or like 3 or 4. Okay.
No, just two.
Okay.
But if you want to give me something to choose from, that's better. Because I think AS sent me like 7 joints, and I use the 2 that I liked.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, can I play this record from last week?
No.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Man, play the record. You know that.
Why not?
Tripping about that. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, hold on. Let me back that up. Back that thing up like Juvenile.
Song Lab. Buff Uno Digger Herbs. Yeah. Listen, the story begins. A good kid, small city. He never was a bad boy, notorious big. Fortunate, his mama loved him on the court. He would spin, a sorcerer with it. 4'10" with a warrior spirit. One day he found a gem in the dirt soil. It helped him overcome the struggles and the turmoil. A precious stone element, polished when the weather hit it. Brought him countless riches and the earth spoils. Rock Mike sedimentary, effortless, elementary. Grew taller and wiser once he found the treasure hidden deep. Once the world saw his gift shining, they tried to steal his light like a chipped diamond. He was protected by the force, the boy in the bubble. He never heard the haters or the noise, it was muffled. They tried to hit him with a poisonous death blow, but he was untouchable, glorious.
The story begins, a maester, Sam Tarley, a man partly. Potential waster, mama's prayers, let the plan dodge. Spam Rizzo's, paper in my hand central. Reading fundamental rhyme spilling from my pencil. Northern lights like Aurora up in Alpha Flight. 12 when I dwelled in the tales that taught me Malcolm's life. Taught me what passion do. You could be afraid or be phobic. Only difference is that fear is irrational. And I would tap into the masters of the vapid boom. Pour euphoria, no liquor and no sack consume. It all started with them tapes in a packed-in room. Those who doubted soon knew their rhyme was cold as Saskatoon. Swinging swords made of fire in the dragon's tomb. Dirk the Daring chasing Daphne framing was cartoon. We went from sticks to mags to bags to discs like bites. And now this is my life.
The story begins from the text of the true and living. I'm still standing as the testament to God's gift. And I truly wasn't supposed to be here. But I'm blessed and I don't even need spectacles to see it clear. pitfalls and obstacle courses, drama between parents that lead to divorces. Of course, it's disturbing when black love disintegrates into a child that can mess up his mental state. Love was present in my family structure, from aunties to uncles, grandpapa to grandmother. It took a village to raise and cultivate, influence and motivate by sharp minds to keep me straight.
One sec,
And with
Nelson.
that love, I can conquer opposition and walk out victorious and never take an ass kick. Forever grateful to the hand that shaped this clay, God's pottery. Feel like I won the lottery on my birthday.
That was Book of Names with
I love it.
Buff One,
Well, that sound dope.
Rob Wallace, and Digger Hurst. Hey, so I brought Nelson. I invited Nelson Johnson to come in. Nelson, this is the fellas.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, my man?
Not too much, man.
What's good with you?
We just had a conversation. We was just talking about raising value, and we was talking about how frustrating it is from an artist perspective to be engaged in playing the streaming game, and how it doesn't seem as though you're making any headway. So I just wanted to get, I know that's a little bit different from what we talked about the other day. I wanted to get your thoughts about that.
So repeat, not necessarily repeat, but kind of reiterate a little bit.
So we had a conversation. Some of us had a conversation earlier today about really trying to focus on going direct to consumer.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Using, subverting all of the other stuff and going straight to, Bandcamp, possibly going the vinyl route, even if we just go to direct download route. But the problem is the user interface for Bandcamp isn't very strong. It's not normally acceptable. People are not downloading music to their phones. So I just wanted to get your perspective on that. That's something, like I said, we didn't really talk about on Wednesday, but you got artists that's increasingly going that route.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with that route, because it's, with everything, I think personally, it's like all a relationship game. And I talked a lot about this on Facebook. At one point, there was this huge post, and we kind of got into it to the point where it's like, if someone likes your post, right? You post a song, whether you get 1 like or you get 5 likes, right? If you interact with that particular person or those particular people, those are people that, again, you could probably add to an email list, or you can add to your text feed or something like that. And each person, again, it's kind of like that person is like currency. So I really think like going direct to the consumer. Have most of you guys ever heard of Ryan Leslie before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing that always makes me think about that. So I'm always about like going direct, and I guess as it relates to, as it can relate to like sync licensing, that's the same thoughts I had about that. I could always go through a music library or a music licensing agent, through these different companies, but I choose to go direct because I don't have to go through all these different hurdles, So same thing with the music and the artistry, really, instead of trying to, get on all the digital platforms and stuff like that, and you definitely like go straight to the consumer. I think you can always win with that. And I think, if I'm answering the question, but I think that a lot of the tools that are out there, just definitely allow you to compete with, I guess, being on Spotify, I guess, you know what I mean? I guess it'll compete because people buy it for who you guys are. It's like, because it's you, they will buy, and then you can get it. You don't necessarily have to worry about like, okay, well, the streaming money is super, super low. If you can get somebody to spend $5 for a song because they want it. You know what I mean? You just have to take that time to go and ask them, I guess. But I'm all for going direct in any route. I think that's like the best way.
Word up. So, when we talked about going to the website element. There's a website. There's a new platform called bandzoogle.com, but in the same space, you can do a Squarespace or a Wix and have all the functionality that you could get anywhere else.
Yeah,
It just takes the time to you just got to take the time and you got to keep it updated.
and that's the thing. I think like the time, it's like the time and the effort and the actual work that's involved in maintaining those things. I think that's what kind of holds people back, back a lot. And I guess to put into perspective, it's kind of like anything that a highly streamed artist can do, you know, somebody who may not be as highly streamed can do the same exact thing. But that's just my philosophy, and that's how I approach every single thing. You know, just that mentality of like, well, if they can do it, then I can do it too. You know, like there's really no reason, especially like if you have like super dope music. You know, if you have great music and the music sounds good, it's people out there who like it, you know, but it's just gonna always take that little bit of extra footwork to say, okay, go to my, you know, my updated website and go, you know, stream my song or go download my song, go purchase my song, or keep in touch with them and say, honestly, like a little simple, a simple thank you. And I found like stuff like that goes a long way. And I talked to artists before, and I mentioned, you know, I mentioned that because one person, you know, they can like your post so that we know that they saw the post. So if you interact with them and say, hey, I saw that you liked my post, here's my website where you can go and stay up to date on any new things that I'm dropping. You know, they're probably like, oh, wow, I didn't know you even had a website. I'll be happy to go check it out, you know, because they like the post. But that's just what I think. And I think a lot of artists sometimes like miss that part, you know, because you can get a lot of likes, and the more you interact, the more people will see the post, and the more people will be like, oh, you not necessarily like you're a regular person, but it's like, oh, you're personable, you know. And I think being personable is really where the value is, and that's why I mentioned Ryan Leslie. Like Ryan Leslie, he made himself accessible and personable, so people know. Like you may not be. It was years ago. My wife and I, when my son was like real little, he had this event in New York, and like I was always a fan of him, and I like the event popped up, and I think I had to buy a ticket. The ticket was about $300, but I invested it. I took the time off from work and everything just so I can go meet him and be in the studio with him, right? And like we never made it because the car broke down in like Pennsylvania or some crazy stuff, man. It was a whole crazy experience. But the point is, I wasn't the only one who paid that money to have access to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the thing. Like for him, if you notice, a lot of his music is not on streaming sites. A lot of his music, like you can't find on these streaming sites because you have to go direct to where his music is. You have to go direct to him essentially to get his music, you know? So that, and he's personable, even though like when he has something like smartphone or whatever, superphone, I think it's called. Yeah. Even though you're not really texting him, you know, it's that perception like, okay, you can text this famous person and you can get a text back, you know what I mean? But again, like on a lower level, I guess, and building up to that higher level, being personable and being accessible to people is really what really what drives the value, in my opinion. Because I see it a lot of times, man. I see people post like a dope song, you know, and people will get on there with the fire emojis, or they say, "Oh, this is dope," and they literally don't talk to these people, and it's like, you know, you could have sold an album. You know what I mean? You could have made $10, $15. You have merch, you have shirts, you have all this stuff, but you're not talking to the people, and people don't necessarily like. Not saying you have to let them in your personal life, but people don't like strangers. People, you have really no choice but to like Jay-Z. That's because Jay-Z is Jay-Z and he's like super famous, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you're just a regular, for instance, not to ramble, but you guys, have you ever heard of Lil B or remember Lil B?
Yeah.
Like, oh man,
That's RTO man.
God,
yeah, man, like
Why you gonna do me like that? Why you gonna do me like that, bro? That's
like,
scandalous. That's scandalous, man. That's hella scandalous.
but look though, check though, like Lil B, man, he wasn't like this super top notch lyricist, but his whole movement though was just being a
Yeah.
personable, regular, accessible person. So
Right.
now that just drives his value where he
Right.
can say, "Yo, I'm gonna go to this random place and I'm going to sell out this small venue." You
Right.
don't need millions of people to make a fortune. You know what I'm saying? Like the big stars, they need all those people to make a fortune, and that's because they got managers and lawyers and studio time to pay for, so they need these people. But the independent, like you can have 1,000 people that will spend $100 in merch from you and music from you a month, and now you're making $100,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be accessible and personable. But
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Is Agent Smith still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking. All right. I got Sam Crawford from Friends and Family want to come in for a second.
Oh, he in here? Where you at?
No, he's not. I just
Okay.
I don't
No, I
know.
can bounce just so you can come in. Ain't no problem.
All right, bet. I'm a try to let him in. Just stay in the chat then, Agent Smith.
All right, that's what's up.
Hey, hold up, Wallace. Hey, he can take my spot.
All right, bet.
I'll bounce out.
All right.
Hey, there's an artist here in DC named Uncle John. If he sends you the Cash App link and he emails you the album. Like he doesn't deal with streaming platforms or Bandcamp, none of that.
Right. Direct to consumer. You know what I mean? And he's gonna always win with that. You know, like one person at a time. You know.
Yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, that's
Lil B. He built his core fan base or whatnot, and all of them kept that man afloat.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's all he needed. He didn't need anything else except for those people and to have fun, make a living doing what he wanted to do.
I like Griselda's music, but I see the way they treat fans, and I'm like, come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you see the way they treat them.
Yeah.
You said? Oh, okay.
They don't treat them well.
I've seen they sell merch. So a dude, he was on Conway's Instagram saying how, if nobody's answering emails, he said, "Yo, I ordered a shirt 6 months ago. I still haven't got it."
Oh yeah. See,
they crowned them on live, like.
Oh, they
like
clown
you,
dude. Oh, that's scandalous. Yeah, that's hella scandalous.
Yeah. You got if you personable, man. You're personable and you're accessible to people to an extent. I always feel like that's going to help drive your brand and drive your value up because it just shows like you're there. You're there with them and they're not just a dollar sign. And people really need to feel that because and that's just for me personally too. Like it's a reason why you like fuck with certain people. You know what I mean? Like some people might be high or they might be this or that, but you have your own reasons for just like dealing with certain people. So as an artist, especially, or anybody who's putting out anything, if you are able to be a cool person to talk to or just and have this mentality like, oh, hey, thank you for your support. Like that can't be beneath you. When that starts being beneath you, and you're trying to just act like, oh, I got 50,000 views. It's like, okay, somebody who got my son and I were just watching that. What was it? That baby video by Justin Bieber that has like 4 billion views or something like that. It's like, okay, 50,000 views. That's cool. So is 100,000. That's cool. So is 1 million. That's cool too. Mm-hmm. But it's always somebody who has more, so you can't let those little things be beneath you,
Right. Yeah. So here in this chat right now, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of probably how many of us is it total? Like 20?
21.
Like 20, 21 of us.
Man.
So well, I think what we struggle with is getting engaged with the demographic that likes the music that we make.
Mhm.
You know, so we've had some conversations about playlisting, making playlists, and also trying to jump in and getting involved in playlists. And this is probably more of a question for Sin. I know he trying to get in, but you know, I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts about that as well. Just
Yeah, like so you said it's how many? You said 20?
it's like 20 of
20,
us, yeah.
20 okay,
It's
yeah.
21.
So 21. So all right, now I'm not gonna try to do the math because I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna hurt myself, right? So you have 21 people, and in my opinion, right, for when you talk about like playlisting or any of that, I can almost be certain that each of you, right, know at least 5 people who really like, mess with you heavy or that will support it heavy or like what you do. So right there, that's 105 people or 100 people or
Right.
something, right?
Yeah.
Now, naturally, this way I'm thinking, naturally, each one of those people has one other person who like they click up with that they're cool with. So you're only cool with a person because you have similar interests, right? So now that 100, the 5 each or whatever can turn into 100 people, but then it can also turn into 200 people. It's all about definitely getting engaged because the demographic is not necessarily hard to find. It's just simply the people who you notice who are liking your music, and I always think, and maybe it relates and maybe it doesn't, but when I'm reaching out for supervisors or looking for libraries to, pitch my music to, it's a challenge because libraries take a lot of different music, but I'm always on the search for maybe those one or two connections who really cater to what it is that I do or who I know that like what I do, right? So again, each of you could probably have about 5 people who are like, yo, I really like these songs. Everything you post there always right there. And it's just simply asking them like, okay, I know you like this music. I know that, and do you know somebody else who may like it? There was this rapper, not to drag this out, but there was this rapper named Mikey, right? He was a white kid, super
Mikey.
cool guy, and he told me this one thing that was really, really important. He always used to post videos on Facebook and YouTube, and it seemed like it would blow up overnight. And you almost would think like, man, he like paying for views or doing this, right? But around that time, like he would literally was reaching like thousands and thousands of views in like 24 hours, But that was because every single person he told me he get on YouTube, every single person he reaches out to them personally. You know what I mean? And he simply asks, like, hey, can you share this with somebody who would like it? And that's how he found success. So I think for you guys, like, it's enough for you where, again, if you can find those 5 core people in your own personal circles that you could really not really create a demographic, but you can find it a lot faster because I think it's already there. Like as soon as I tapped in, like the music was, it sounded dope. It was familiar, so it's almost like, well, how could somebody not like it? And I refuse to believe that there's absolutely nobody out there that doesn't like this music. They're out there. That's aside from making it for your not necessarily making for yourselves, but
Right.
making what you enjoy and making what you like and making sure it sounds hot. Aside from that, you make it because somebody somewhere out there responded to it like, oh, yo, this is hot. You know what I mean? So those people who drive you to make that, those are the people, that becomes your demographic, not people who necessarily like this sound of music or this type of music. It's just the demographic of, the people who deal with you as an artist. So
Right.
I think that that's important. Just kind of sit down and say, yo, these 5 people, like, you know, like for Ra, like these 5 people right here, every time I drop something, they're always right here with the comments, whether it be a family member, a close friend, whoever. It's still, they still count, you know. And it's
Right.
now it's like you get those 5 people, say, hey, each one personally, do you know somebody who you think would like this music? Like, oh yeah, you know, my homegirl might like this. You know, we like the same music, or my homeboy might like it. We like the same music, right? Boom. Now you're starting to collect those people. It's gonna take the legwork to really do it. And I probably rambled and
Oh no, you
whatever,
good.
but
You
you know what I'm
straight, you
saying.
straight.
No, you good. One of the things that I
Mm-hmm.
tell the fellas a lot, or one thing I observe is the majority of people who fuck with us are people who make music themselves. So when
Yeah.
we consider engagement, it's more about how we engage with them. I mean, we can engage with them as fans, quote unquote, but what
Yeah.
other value do we
Right.
bring to the table in terms of being music makers as well?
Mm.
Hey, real quick, Nelson, can you tell them just a little bit just about what you do and talk about just the workshop that we're gonna be having
Oh
for not
yeah,
only the people here,
absolutely.
but also the people that's in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a sync licensing strategist. So what I do is I teach others how to get their music into film and TV, and I teach them based on the strategies that I've used to, you know, land theme songs or land custom instrumentals. Hold on, that's the kids and all that. Land custom instrumentals and score movies and documentaries and things like that. So I teach people those same exact strategies, and I teach them in a way that, you know, ultimately like builds confidence and builds like the mental stability that you need when you're like waiting around for a placement, because they don't come right away. Sometimes it happens overnight, but sometimes it doesn't. So you have to have this mental about you that really helps you stay focused and keep pushing toward the goal. So the workshop that we're having on what day is it, Rod? The 25th, right?
25th.
Yep, on the
Yep.
25th of
Sunday, October
October.
25th.
Yep, that workshop I'm going to go over again, kind of like the basics and the essentials. So it'll be the 4 things that you must do before you license your music, which consists of tracking your music, making sure you're correctly signed up with a pro like BMI or ASCAP or CSAP.
Yeah.
Well, BMI or ASCAP really, and going over how to structure your music, because that's also important in um, how consistently you land placements, you know, and things as simple as metadata, where you need to make sure your music is tagged right. And then we move on in the second part, which consists of music libraries, which is kind of like the first tier of pitching your music. Then you go into supervisors and production companies, but the music library is going to be the first stop for most people. So the whole workshop is revolved around um, solidifying that foundation that you need to get started. And in theory, the moment that someone leaves that workshop, they'll have some action items that I'll, you know, give to them, that they could take those items, and no guarantees that you're going to get a placement, but you can take those items and you can start putting a plan in motion with these different strategies and examples that I provide throughout the workshop.
Bet. Perfect.
Word.
Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
definitely
Okay.
gonna check that
No
out.
25th,
dope.
huh?
That's where I'm
Yep.
at. I'm trying
It'll
to get
be
some.
Sunday the 25th at 7 p.m. It'll be on Grove Studios Facebook page. It'll also be live streamed to their Twitch as well as on YouTube, Grove Studios.
Yep. And
So yeah,
I'm
man.
definitely looking forward to it, you know, because it's something that a lot of people should definitely, music makers in general, should definitely tap into, you know, because it was a hard, kind of like a hard path, you know, because you get that generic, hey man, how'd you do it? And they're like, oh, you just got to grind, bro, you know, and I always say
Yeah.
that because that's what people tell you. And so, you know, it's not hurting me to help somebody else. And so I say, hey, it's up to you to really, you know, up to you to do the work. You know, I'll tell you
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. And the reality, like I told Rod the other day, the reality is, regardless of what I tell you, regardless of how much information or how much game I give, there's always going to be maybe like 90% of the people who like just don't do it. You know, they just listen and then they just go on about their way. So it's gonna always be those select few who are really gonna implement it and really take it the whole the whole nine. And that's the objective, is to really give it to people straight away, no fluff, so you can get straight in the game right after we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So one of the things that we talk about is infrastructure, making sure people had an infrastructure to be able to do different things with their music, do what they want to do with it, because
Yeah, exactly.
everybody criteria for success is different. We've talked about that extensively. So Nelson, you welcome to hang out and chill, man. You more than welcome to it. We're gonna is anybody else playing anything tonight?
I was, but I mean, what time is it?
It's already
Oh, yeah.
11:30. Sin just said that he's trying to come in because I definitely want to get some input from him as
Just
well.
forget the beat stand. I mean, just
He said he coming in right now. Let me give him a second, and if not, we'll close up shop and say goodnight to the chat. Okay, here comes Sin right now. So Sin is something different. Sin
Yo,
Crawford.
what up, Sin?
What up, though, bro?
My man,
What up?
What's the word? What's the
What up?
word?
So Sin, this is the dirty old man. This is the Scratch Magazine hangout. You know, it's as you know, Dirty Old Man, it's a group of
Jack.
What up?
Come on, man.
What up?
It's a group
Jack,
of about 20 producers.
Okay. Shh, come
We
on,
get together every Friday and talk
Hey,
about music
chill.
stuff, man. I've been trying to get you in here for a minute.
I'm glad to be here, brother. Glad to be here.
But we had a conversation we was having a conversation about value, about
Most
raising
definitely.
value, about streaming versus Bandcamp and all that.
Oh,
And
man.
So here was San do. San go on these world-class rants on Facebook for like 20 minutes. Every time he smoke a whole blunt while he talking,
I
and
just
then smoke
put it out
squares.
because I was respectful. You know what I'm
Then
saying?
smoke
So I put it
squares.
out.
Right afterwards, he smoked a whole blunt to himself. But
Man.
Sin works with Family and Friends Entertainment, Friends and Family Entertainment, excuse me, right?
Family and Friends.
Family and Friends Entertainment, which is distributed by the Orchard, right? Sin?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we were talking about how pissed off, you know what I'm saying, we get with DistroKid and TuneCore and everything. Can you talk a little bit about what you do and what your thoughts are about streaming? Streaming versus Bandcamp, and whether going direct to customer is good and all that good stuff.
I'm one of three CEOs of Family and Friends Entertainment. We work real close with Out of Nowhere Entertainment. We're all distributed by the Orchard. What we do is we try to help independent artists all the way up to legacy artists, get full worldwide distribution and actually really understand what is going on. Because this is the thing about you know, this is the thing about DistroKid. It's not necessarily them, it's the artists don't know what they're doing. And they're making mistakes and they're making their overall experience bad because if today is Friday and you upload a song and you say you want it to come out next Wednesday, well, there are going to be problems. It's not going to come out as you wish. All of the platforms aren't going to take it and have it ready by Wednesday. It's like a big protocol that goes on that artists just frankly don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's even when you get into the whole streaming wars and Bandcamp and this. Well, first off, everybody is basing the amount that you get paid off streams off people that only get 15% of their profit. So whatever number they're saying doesn't matter because they're only getting 15% of it. So even the average independent, a million streams, what it pays you might not be the same as this artist who gave up 85% of their royalties. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of bad information thrown around that makes people feel like they can't see streams. Like I said, I love saying this. Mid-tier streams damn near pay a penny. I have seen 35 mid-tier streams pay 35 cents. And that completely throws out the, well, if streams paid a penny, well, they do. It's not our fault that nobody's listening to you on a mid-tier service. Whose problem is that? You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow. So the advantage, you're saying the advantage of the orchard is that it's more of a relationship. Is that correct?
Oh, it's 100%. 100%.
Because with DistroKid, you kind of left to your own devices, and if you don't put in the right information, your album gonna be out on 0112340 DK Records.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting.
Pay
What about
$50, make up a record label. They don't care if you got an LLC. Nobody cares. It's the truth. Just most of it. I even know people who have LLCs use DistroKid and wouldn't even pay the extra money, so their LLC is seen. It's just an extra couple of bucks for them to throw your record label on it, whether it's real or not. Nobody cares in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's not optimal, but it's what it is. DistroKid, TuneCore, they all serve a purpose. And I'm not mad at those, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know, even, Sony, Warner, they all have their own pay-to-play distribution services in place. Where do you think AWOL and Level and all that shit came from? It didn't just pop out of thin air. People didn't just wake up and say, we want to be distributors. That was the majors saying, we're going to get in the game too. We just don't want y'all to know it's us.
Wow.
Wow, for real. Wow.
So what's your thoughts about people like 38 Special, Rock Marciano, Ito, people who go direct to consumer? What's your thoughts about that?
It's no right way. There's no one size shoe fits all in the music industry. Like Nelson might sell CDs, I might sell downloads, you might sell vinyl. Right. There is no one way. You have to figure out what your fan base wants from you. And it's different for everybody. Some people will stream very well, but aren't going to sell 2 downloads. Other people are going to sell 200 or 300 vinyl, but are going to struggle to get over 1,000 people to listen to them at any given time on Spotify. It's a trade-off. You know what I'm saying? But like I tell people that deal primarily in, physical things, you have the chance to double dip. If I buy your vinyl, I can't play it in my car. My car does not have a CD player. So your CD can't get any burn. I have to stream it. If I really want to consume and enjoy the music, I have to stream it now. I mean, I'm not about to play it through my weak ass computer speakers. I have small children, so I can't just sit here with my headphones on and just engulf myself in an album. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people's listening habits have changed. And us as the musicians or the creators, we have to respond to, the fans and what the people want. And you got to stay ahead of the curve. And, it's not we're getting older, but the world is getting younger. The generation up under us, they're not going to buy. They have no incentive to. There is zero incentive for them to purchase music. So they get it. They monetize differently. They're going to buy an $125 NBA YoungBoy V-Lone t-shirt. So what difference does it make if he sold a $10 CD if somebody is buying a $125 shirt from? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. It's a big trade-off, and you just as an individual have to find where you sit and where your niche is, because everybody's space isn't the same. You know what I'm saying? Some people are going to stream, some are going to sell, some are going to do a little bit of both. Some people might not stream well, but can sell tickets,
Right.
So Sensei, so what do you think about, like, cause before you had got in, we were talking about like the kind of like the relationship, and I think I have commented this on one of your stats before, where it's like responding. You know what I mean? Like you have an artist, they put out a track, and somebody gets on the stat, and they're like, "Oh, yo, this track is fire," but then the artist just kind of like ignores and brushes the people off. Do you think that plays a part in kind of building that direct to consumer relationship where they will buy something from you? Because that's what I think happens too. That's like an advantage. You know what I mean? When you can be personal to a person or to these people and make them, you know, like you in a sense, so they can buy your stuff.
Yes, that's 100% correct. You gotta remember that this day and age, the young people, they respond to negative. Negative reinforcement is what's going to garner you attention a lot quicker than positive reinforcement. So what they're doing is when you're on there saying that positive stuff, yes, they see it and they like cool, but they going straight to the dude who said, "Man, this shit weak." That's the one they're gonna hone in on and have a whole big conversation. A lot of it is about changing the young artists, you know, their mindset. And that goes into just internet etiquette, which used to didn't be a thing, but now it's a thing. How do you
Right.
really conduct yourself on the internet? You know, I know little dudes that's quick to say, "I'll pull up on you and I do this and I do that." But it's like when you see him in person, it's like, come on, bro. Your energy ain't that, bro. Save the whole internet games. Y'all out here getting shot and hurt because of internet games. You know, it's a big, like, I give y'all an example, man. It's the perfect example. Swoop, you know, our artist kid Swoop, he hanging with some little young guys. You know, they probably about 21, 19. He like one day on Facebook, they were on there just disrespecting Tupac, like just going in on Pac, right? So Swoop like they in the car and Tupac came on his playlist, so he changed it. He like, well, these little niggas ain't gonna want to hear this Tupac because they was on the internet talking shit about him. They
Hey,
was like,
Sandy
"Cuz, what
Nelson,
you
real
doing?
quick.
Turn that back on."
Hey, Sandy Nelson, just
Oh,
just
yeah.
remind you, we stream it on YouTube too. So just to remind you.
Oh, word.
Most
Okay,
definitely.
Sam.
Most
Okay, just
definitely.
letting you know. Okay,
Yes, sir.
before
Yes,
anybody do
sir.
anything incriminating, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking out.
Oh,
Go ahead,
oh,
Post
nah,
man.
man.
Go ahead,
I'm
finish
cool.
the story.
I'm keeping it cool. I'm keeping it cool tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
okay.
he riding with the little dudes, and they told him to turn it back on, and he like, but what, y'all was just on the internet talking mad crap about Pop. They like, yeah, but that's just the internet. We just talking.
Man,
We
that's
listen
just
to
the internet. We just talking.
Yeah.
The internet,
so
but
much of
it's
the
very,
internet is just talk.
yeah, it's very much
Go ahead.
real in the sense too, because a lot of people can't tell the internet in real life. You know what I mean? They can't tell the difference between it. So it's somebody out there who really thinks like, and like kind of how you mentioned, you know, that's why stuff happens, because one person can be just talking on the internet like, oh, I'll do this and that, and the other person is like, it's just the internet, but somebody is really believing like, yo, this is for real. Now I'm really about to come see about you. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like that real thin line, which is definitely weird, but that's just the life. So like that internet etiquette, like you said, it didn't used to be a thing, but you definitely have to not necessarily watch what you say. It's a free country, but it's a thin line, you know, that's there for certain.
And
These internet dudes gonna be wearing their hat sideways in Chicago, and
They will step to you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, what's up, fellas? Net.
What up?
What
So,
up, Nat?
I want to get in join the conversation. So, that's a good point that y'all are bringing up because
turn your mic up, Netmaker.
that's the thing that I've been realizing is, you know, people look on the internet and they see their favorite artist or even their favorite up and coming artist, and you know they might be portraying one thing, but they don't really understand what they may really be going through, or they just might be putting on airs, making you think they really balling and they not. You know, so we've been talking a lot about, you know, independent distribution and all of that. Like a cat that I follow a lot is Jay Zone, and he's really big on individual marketing and direct selling. Uh, he pretty much does his stuff on Bandcamp only that I know of, and you know he's happy selling a few hundred copies of his vinyl because that's paying his bills. But your average rapper or producer online might not really be real enough to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? What's your opinion on that?
I definitely see that like kind of like a lot, and I used to talk about that a lot because it's all back. I used to rap like some years ago, so I used to rap, and I had a thing to where I wanted to be this rapper, and it was really like in the MySpace days, so I found like it was a perception thing, so like when you're on the internet, it's like a catch-22, because on the internet you can really be who you want to be, so you do have these opportunities to say, well, I moved to this small town where nobody knows me, so I'm just going to get on the internet and be this big giant superstar, and I'm going to fake it until I make it. You know what I mean? That might work for you. I remember I think it was an interview with Soldier Boy or something like years ago. You know what I mean? And his exact words was basically like, you just gotta fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? And fortunate for him, he actually made it. A lot of people won't, but it's like trying to emulate these artists that I actually got to a dispute really about over something like this. Like these artists, like we can take Wayne for example. Like his music will always consist of, you know, how he pulls up on people, how he will shoot you, how you would do it, like all of this stuff. Now, do we really believe that he actually is active in these activities right now? Right? That's kind of hard to believe because he's a millionaire. But then the younger artists, they emulate that, and like I said, it's that thin line between the reality and, you know, the fakeness about it. It get like really really blurred, a lot of times. So in my opinion, I just feel like it's really no way around it because you can't really tell, like who's really doing it and who's really not. You can only speculate unless you like actually know the person.
Right.
Yeah, to a degree.
Mm.
To a degree, you're right. Saying what you think about real quick before we take off. We
I'll
was just
tell you
about to
like
close up
this, man.
shop. Can you hear me saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, what did you think about that? What did you think about that Benny project before we take off?
I haven't had any time to listen to it. I haven't heard anything. I
Oh
haven't had the
goodness.
time. I really want to kind of enjoy it till 2 weeks after it was out. I'll be busy. Sometimes I don't get a chance to tap in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, bet we was just about to close up shop when I hit y'all up because the conversation was getting good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna close up we typically close around this time, and we just want to let everybody know a couple of things. Sam, what you working on right now? Anything that people can check out from you or your team?
Um, we have numerous releases. Jason the Professor just released the new single "True Beauty." Um, Kid Swoop just did 125,000 on his last video. Problem Child,
Oh,
Vast
dope.
there from Cannibal
Dope.
Ox, getting ready to do a live stream show with him in November. We
Fast
have
there.
Drugs Are. He
Dope.
just released a project. It's got Pumpkinhead on it. Prince Poe from Organized Confusion. Me
Okay.
and Dame Black
Dope.
working on the tape, and we doing a lot, man. We got a lot of things coming.
Bet. So Nelson got the workshop coming up on Sunday coming up on Sunday the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Producer infrastructure with Grove Studios. Make sure you check that out. As always, check out Dirty Old Man at dirtyoldman.bandcamp.com at all streaming platforms as well. And then tomorrow afternoon, saying I got to put you up on this too. We do Song Lab TV every Saturday at 5, where we match a producer and a rapper, and they record a song live. So Gadget to give the producer a sample. The producer makes a beat, sends over the stems to me. The rapper gets the beat too. The rapper writes a song, performs it, records it at the crib. That's why I asked that on Facebook earlier about who got a setup at the crib. And tomorrow we got Mental the guy from DMV, and we got CX the producer from DMV as well. They're gonna be doing Song Lab TV with us tomorrow at 5:00, and that's pretty much it. Any parting shots? Anybody? Any last words?
No.
Last words. Always,
what days do y'all
always
do
believe in yourself.
right
What's that saying?
What days do y'all do what y'all doing right now? This is every Friday night.
This every Friday night. We talk about all the music that came out. We talk about issues. We talk about everything. Start at 9:00 on Digital Hustle Films.
Word up.
Yep.
Word
Absolutely.
Up.
Absolutely. Now, what was you saying, Nelson?
Oh no, I said the last part in words, like always, definitely keep that mental about you, and always just focus and just believe in yourself. It's such a cliche, but it takes you like super far every single time.
Absolutely. All right, Gadget.
Yo.
You ready to close up shop?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Where the after party at?
Thanks to everybody in the chat. Davenport, DJ Rack, Charles,
D-Man,
JoJo Myrix, Harper's Ferry Projects. Oh, Harper's Ferry in the building.
Word.
All right. Dab Dunlap.
What up, Dap?
Golden Beat Era.
BG.
Clayton Rice.
Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Not Agent Smith, Diggerhurst, I think.
Mansecue.
Word up.
I'm about to.
Everybody.
But all right, y'all.
All right.
Y'all all have